live on YouTube, guys. I meant to be live on YouTube and Twitch, and I didn't. Oh, the Canadians just took a game. They're now 1-1. TCG finals are 1-1, and they have like 13 minutes left to go to game 3, which means they totally don't get to play a full game 3, right? They get to play like the first few turns, and then... Are they siblings? No, these two players are not. It was TCG juniors that were siblings. This is a Canadian and American. That's very North American International Championships, Canada versus USA. I don't know what's going on. We can watch this, but I don't know what's going on. It's 75 minutes to wrap it up. TCG is slow going compared to VGC. Can you guys hear this? I don't think so.
And he knows he's not playing against Purdue on the other side. He does have that TM evolution.
Yeah,
so we will see a setup.
I don't know what's going on here. You know the kid in senior finals for Unite? Ooh, I don't follow competitive Unite at all. But that's cool.
Checking of the prize cards for Isaiah. 1 TM evolution in the prizes, 1 Monkey Dory. Normally you would look at those things and be a little worried, but Isaiah does have 2 evolution. He does have 4 Monkey Dory. Won't be too big of a deal. A couple of Ultra Ball being prized.
Team timer 2. No wonder the game's running. No wonder the stream's running so late with everyone going to timer.
All things will track as this game progresses. Only 12 minutes left now, Kyle.
And I mean, a double-edged sword here in your active Pokemon. That Mew EX can be so.
I feel like you've got to play differently, right? If you know they only have like 12 minutes and you're not going to play out a full game, there's probably a lot more like aggro versus like taking your time to get set up.
Might be going to time with 180 hit points sitting
but I'm not sure. I think I'd like to like maybe play Pokemon TCG a little bit more to have a better understanding.
Time is a factor. We know checking prize cards is a big deal in the Pokemon TCG, but
that's Chip Bridgie, the commentator.
In these situations, it's really worth it to be fully thorough. Is the clock more valuable than the knowledge you gain?
I mean, it's going to come down to one player being called turn 0. We know that that is not what you want to hear, as you want to be turn 3. Riley wants to be turn 4. We've seen that a few times now.
Riley wants to be turn 4.
Like
why?
Being found, another one being played. Arvin, I'm not sure which tool card was grabbed.
Why do I have so many dice?
Evolution or Turbo Energize. It will be Evolution, and immediately Monkey Dory will evolve up the benched Ralts into a Curlia.
Rosemary's hair, yeah!
Yeah, pressure on the Ralts already.
Did.
To retreat potentially, but
oh, for damage counters, that makes sense.
Own setup, and this is where it gets a little tricky.
Hi, Eric. All is well, thank you. Hope you're well too.
Prize card here.
Good to see ya.
Over to Riley, we know that he's got a pretty decent hand, at least.
I'm rooting for Riley. I don't know either of these players, but go Canada.
Is there an evolution? There is the evolution, okay. So
he found a 4th energy.
He can at least get some Curlias into play, but he doesn't have a supporter.
The next card was Iono.
Uh-oh. He looks stressed.
Yeah, you're always playing this Buddy Poffin. It's not worth really worrying about that too much. I feel like Riley should know that. Yeah, Buddy Poffin, too valuable to play right now. Get a few Pokemon into play. Looking at the price.
How you been? I've been pretty good. Had a good weekend. I got outside, went to a lake yesterday, so it was nice to be out of the house and stuff. It's been good. Have they had time? Time is at the bottom. It's kind of hiding behind my chat, but time is currently at 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Anyone know the deck? It's a Gardevoir mirror. I don't know the lists, but Gardevoir mirror. This guy knows Canadian.
It is a way for you to do a bunch of damage with a Pokemon that
I've got the CA up in the top corner. That's the only reason I know. I wouldn't know otherwise.
We could see come up in this specific scenario once we get in.
Because it's what? Once they had time, it's like 3 turns left each or something? So even after time, it still like goes longer, right?
Fairy or Gardevoir, just try to put as much damage as you can onto the active, because you know if they're trying to not lose the game, they're going to have a ton of hit points in the active spot.
Isaiah does have Gardevoir EX in hand, can get the turn 2 EX into play, but will he be able to discard enough energy cards to use Psychic Embrace to get an attacker. It will have to be on the other end of this Iona. If he does.
Dan Senior finals have the same Dragon Pult deck I run. Oh, cool.
He's looking for help, but
I've heard the Dragon Pult is a good deck, but I don't know much about.
But is there another one?
Oh, wait, it was Regidrago that used to be really good, right?
So. At minimum here, he can go in with the active Monkey Dory. He can go for Mind Bend with Adrenabrain. He'll be able to put the damage counter on the Ralts. He'll be able to take the prize. Does he want to be the aggressor here, though?
Yeah, I think you have to in this spot. Just continue to put pressure on, see what you can do. Take some prize cards, see if you can find some help. The problem he has in his hand now is
they go turn 0, finish the turn, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so there's 4 turns total, but it's split, so they each effectively get 2.
From the bench, Psychic Embrace, put an energy on the active.
Interesting.
Retreat it to the bench. Adrenabrain, put that damage counter or 2 on to the Kirlia. Then use Roaring Scream, 80 damage.
I think the card game is much harder to like follow if you don't understand it.
It looks pretty
versus the video game.
Riley has not shown very much just yet, and this Pokemon is so important.
I think that's part of why the video game gets streamed last, to be honest.
There it is, Psychic Embrace.
It's the most like hype for everyone to watch, whether you play it or not.
Roaring Scream powered up, Adrenabrain being used. Only 1 Psychic Energy in the discard pile for Riley, but he does have a brand new hand to work with. Riley didn't have too much. Now he'll be given that gift of the extra card. Isaiah will move the 1 damage counter to the Kirlia, takes the KO, and takes the
catch up to watch. Yeah, watching the health bars go down, exactly.
Closer to becoming the North American
and like the attacks, like there's like animations to see someone attacking versus just like moving a card.
Oh, Ultra Ball 2, there's a Gardevoir, there's a ton of energy. This could get messy here.
More visually stimulating, very that. They do a good job of this stream though with, I know I'm blocking part of it, but like showing the cards on either side and like showing the prize cards and stuff. I think that helps a little bit.
Some windows too here.
One of those energy in hand is a Darkness Energy. We'll see if he can get a Monkey Dory in the mix early on here. There is an Ultra Ball to discard those energy cards, as mentioned. Does need a Gardevoir. Is he going to risk it and get Monkey Dory?
As much as they can, yeah. Even like the different camera angles and stuff, I think it all helps.
His own Screamtail route and target Monkey Dory. If he finds his own counter catcher here, he could use that too. It's very important to remove this Pokemon from play. We saw Isaiah really values it and the damage on it by leaving that 10 extra damage on it to move around for future.
He looks stressed.
Gardevoir
he looks stressed.
Immediately evolved, able to throw as many energy in play really as Riley would like. Has lots of different options, lots of things to play with, and Iona will be the supporter for turn. Both players shuffling, putting the hands on the bottom. Isaiah gets 5. Riley will get the full 6.
Yeah, plenty that could be seen here. Artisan, Dark Energy, additional Nest Ball, some help here to fill the board up and find those great resources. He's not seeing it just yet.
There's the Pheasantipity. That could be good later. A couple of Nest Balls.
I hate competitive TCG. Everyone uses the same cards. Fish be creative. Use their favorites. Some of the live stream. Wait, do people have the exact same complaint about TCG as they do about VGC in that way? Saying that like, oh, why does everyone run the same decks? That's funny.
The Bravery Charm could get in the mix, though. Maybe that's the move for Riley.
Yeah, the safety of using that Bravery Charm right here now seems pretty optimal. Unlikely you would.
Fez from Iona was wild. Is that really good?
In this spot, if you remove the Monkey Dory.
I know Pheasantipity is a good card, but I don't.
It lines up pretty well, especially when you have 4 Psychic Energy to roll with here.
Off the Nest Ball, Screamtail comes down.
I don't know enough.
Of course, dealing 20 damage to your opponent's Pokemon wherever you would like it for each damage counter on the Screamtail. Can load that up with the Psychic Embrace. Such a strong combo of cards.
Shovels both decks. Oh.
Retreating the active Ralts now.
If you can't win with your favorites and nothing else, are you really the best? Yeah, but then I feel like you're just at an advantage if you happen to have favorite Pokemon that are competitively viable.
In our third and final game with under 5 minutes to go.
He's got the energies, he's got the attack.
That's not sarcastic. No, I know.
Have an answer directly to this Screamtail.
But I feel like there are people who think that way.
That just means
as well.
Play a Dark Energy.
Responding that way, but yeah.
Same position you were on the previous turn.
His Pokemon killed last turn, so it's effectively a draw 9. It's a lot of cards.
Lone Monkey Dory, you feel like you're ahead.
A pretty strong card there. Riley just took off his prizes. Secret box over on Isaiah's side.
My favorite Pokemon is Mega Rayquaza that can Gigantamax. I really like Lando T. I mean, I live in
Isaiah
Incineroar, so
dump the hand, draw 7 more. And that will be the play.
okay.
Discarding the
After
Lord's
one
Prayer.
turn, they are
Just
both
like
at
the
one
second
prize. There are
goes Artisan
3
as well, not wanting to give Riley
minutes and 45 seconds
Now
left.
seeing the best setup on the other side. It is
Who's in a better
setup on
position
the
here?
Gardevoir, but no reach for other Pokemon.
Isaiah's got
This
more
game
cards on the
window.
board.
Riley reliant on finding cards like the Night Stretcher to help out.
It's a big
bringing
liability.
Pokemon like that
I
into the
see.
mix.
Hard. It's risky with such a short time frame left. Hey,
Nice to get established, start trying to get up into another Gardevoir.
I genuinely like Urshifu more since using a VGC.
Now his Gardevoir
Same.
is not really in risk of going down. I guess there is a world where Riley could do some crazy
Miraidon's mascots were winning with our favorite. That's true. I do love Miraidon.
Respect that potential and put down the Ralts. The answer is yes.
Y'all know what Miraidon and Koraidon remind me of? Actually, I had this thought when Pokemon Scarlet Violet first got announced, but I thought about it again recently because I went to go see the new
You have the rest.
I went to go see the new How to Train Your Dragon movie on Thursday,
Roaring
and I
Scream,
feel like
80 damage, active Scream Tail,
Toothless
perfect math. That is a
has like
KO.
really similar energy to like Koraidon and Miraidon in the
He
story
has the prize advantage
of
heading into
Scarlet
the
Violet. Like
final turns of the game. Draw
they've got
now
similar
from
vibes for
Riley
sure.
after the promote of Gardevoir EX. We know
Anyway, that was really
Sephiroth
random,
round
but
off the prizes. There is the Pheasantipity EX as well. I don't think he's going to put that in play. He knows of Isaiah's boss's orders. That's an easy 2 prize cards. in
the
future.
fish scene, the sandwich scene. Wait, yeah. Riley had a strong board, but probably Isaiah now.
And avoid that at all costs. Secret Box.
I mean,
so
we'll see if
beneficial.
what Riley can do this turn to see if he can
Case for that final
reposition.
turn, He's not going to risk it.
If it does come up, Riley knows he at least will have options to get it back via Night Stretcher if he ever needs to reach a little bit farther. And I think with this lineup, we'll see Professor's research more than likely discarding the hay, and Fez was going down regardless.
Okay,
Use this card if you discard 3 others. Search deck for an item, a tool, a supporter, and a stadium. Reveal them and put them into your deck. Wait, that seems quite strong. He prized his ace spec, hey?
Don't need to do anything too fancy.
Lucky that that's his first prize that he drew.
Find him some help. That
Probably.
Night Stretcher
I
is
think that
probably
seems
gonna be
valuable.
great here.
Nest Ball from Riley brings down a Monkey Dory. Artisan into play can bring down another. Normally, you want to be very picky and choosy of when Artisan comes down. This is a perfect time for Riley when Isaiah's already got a pretty full board of Monkey Dory. Earthen Vessel finds a Darkness Energy, finds a basic Psychic.
Does
as
anyone know if
well,
this is like a
gets rid of that Iona.
same 60 mirror or if it's just quite or like the same archetype?
Perhaps preparing
I guess
for
they
the
don't have
situation we
public
find
deck
ourselves
lists, do they?
barreling towards faster than ever, just a minute now.
Secret Box
I mean,
spiked
Riley's
price because of
setting
being
up for a pretty
popular.
great turn. If he
I mean,
finds a
again, I don't
little
know a lot about the game, but it
then
sounds really
Artisan can find
strong.
The other piece, you're looking for the Shaman, also the Night Stretcher. If you have these in combination, you knock out the Monkey Dory, you leave a Scream Tail in the active spot that can't target the bench, and you're already tied on prize cards. You can do this in 45 seconds and maybe not be turn 0.
There is the Monkey Dory. Time is
So you don't wanna be turn
winding down.
0.
Artisan could find that Shaman now. Did he
Keely
find the
TCG
Night
stream for
Stretcher
Legends
to bring
Charizard.
back
Would y'all want me to
Scream
play the
Tail?
TCG on stream one day?
Missing piece, it
I don't know if
seems.
that's
Artisan
interesting.
30 seconds left. Shaman hits the board. Is there a Night
Like
Stretcher?
TCG
Riley
live or
suffers
like
quickly.
for real cards?
Oh, it's so close. It comes down to every last second here at this point. He's moving quickly. He's moving up the Monkey Dory in this spot. Oh, it's
How many
gonna
of y'all
come down
play
to when this
TCG?
promotion is
I know
available
Cherry
right
does.
here.
There we are. Mind Bend will take
TCGP,
the
I've played
KO
Pocket on stream
this
before a little
active
bit,
Scream Tail.
but never
6-5.
actual TCG.
2-1, and the Adrenabrain. That means time will be called here. Riley was so close to avoiding this turn 0, but
We're getting into it.
slowed
I've been
down
getting
for him
into
now, and this is a huge
Elestrals.
advantage for Isaiah.
It's
Since they
everything.
sent me a bunch of the cards, I've been playing that recently, and I've been having fun with it. Yeah, TCG Live makes it pretty easy. I've played it before.
And
I
for
feel
those
like
unaware, the way
could get
time
back into it
works
quickly,
is
but
our
like,
final match.
yeah,
These
I just-
players will now
I
play
generally
3
know how the
additional
TCG works.
times.
What I
For
don't know
the
is like
system
anything
physical
about
turn
meta
0.
or
Isaiah
specific
gets turn
cards,
1,
but I know like
Riley gets turn
overall how
2,
the game
and Isaiah
works.
gets turn 3. Now, if neither player wins the game,
If you wanna start using competitive
during
decks,
those
yeah,
3
versus
turns
having to
in a
actually build
natural way,
decks.
taking all their prize cards,
True.
knocking out their opponent's only Pokemon in play. That means that whoever is ahead on prize cards at the end of turn 3 will win this game and become
Whoever's ahead on prize cards at the end of turn 3, and we're going to turn 0.
Are tied on prize cards at the
Turn
end of
1.
those 3 turns. We continue play until either player is ahead of the other on remaining prize cards. This situation favors Isaiah massively, as he is guaranteed to get turn 3.
You always want the last chance, the last opportunity. Can he hit what he needs here? He's got another Dark Energy, a Monkey Dory. He's got the Gardevoir in the active. That's going to be a few more damage counters placed on the board so he can retreat this Pokemon and work with the damage. He's going to try to line up a play where he has taken more prize cards and avoids walking into maybe that counter catcher. You just have to time it out perfectly.
Ultra Ball gets another energy down. There goes the Turbo Energize as well. We never saw that come up. Isaiah able to find any Pokemon he would like. The Ralts just evolved up into Kirlia, I believe, so Gardevoir EX cannot come down just yet. There will be another Ralts added to the hand. Perhaps thinning the deck, perhaps wanting to get that.
Camera's shaking a little bit.
Feel like another
Turbo Energize, whatever that means.
Well, Isaiah playing the 4 Darkness Energy and the 4 Monkey Dory just because of how powerful they are in his deck, specifically in this matchup as well.
Someone
there is an Iono, both players shuffling
in
down to the bottom they go, 4 cards
somewhere, and I lost it. I just saw someone in, oh yeah, someone in Discord, in the VGC Discord said the VG stream might be out of order. They might actually do Masters first. Usually they go Junior, Seniors, Masters, but apparently they might do Masters first so that the Italians can make their flight.
They aren't great, but it's a lot of supporters.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Boss's orders, that could be a really good option to try to push for the game on turn 3 of time.
We know how important it can be with taking out a 2 prize Pokemon. If you are down a prize,
checking every single resource, wanting to see what his opponent has available. A bunch of energy cards in the discard pile.
Is that 4 Psychic Energy to work with at this point?
There is a Night Stretcher. Here comes Monkey Dory. The 3rd one into play. Does a Darkness Energy accompany it?
I believe he's already played Energy for the turn, but Energy Switch would still be an option if he wanted to really dig
But
deep.
too dark on the monkey?
On this turn, but it will be a
Does that make
strong option.
sense?
On the next, potentially.
Also, me, Mayhem, welcome on in. Are you a TCG player? I'm a VGC player who is lost and doesn't know what's going on right now.
Play with that damage, move it over however he'd like. With the Adrenabrain, this is gonna be so close, Kyle.
So much to think of here.
Teacher from Kelowna. Oh, hello. I also live in BC. That's so cool.
He's got an EX
Nice to meet ya.
in the active spot. Does he feel comfortable leaving this Pokemon here? You just Iono'd your opponent down to 4. Maybe the Drifloon plays aren't all there. It's a risk.
He's gonna put all the damage onto this Ralts. Riley has already discarded at least 1 rare candy, I believe. We know that both Kirlia were in play. Isaiah takes the 1 prize on the active, sets up some damage onto the Ralts on the bench, takes the KO, puts himself ahead in the prize trade, and Riley is entering turn 2, which could possibly be his final turn.
So Riley needs to get at least 1 prize this turn to have any chance. If he doesn't, it's just over. If he gets 1, and then Isaiah doesn't get another one, it's still in. But if... Yeah, okay. I see why Isaiah's position is better here.
Pass play that we did not expect. Big-brained it out of nowhere. What will he be able to cook up in this situation?
Well, he's trying to preserve the hit points as best as possible. Bravery Charm onto the Ralts to save it from Adrenabrain KO. He's got a lot of hit points in the active with the Gardevoir. And now he's just trying to...
Counter Catcher Hand is huge. What does that do?
Can you take the knockout? You need to stay in the prize race. This Gardevoir is active. Counter Catcher would help you take 1 prize. Drifloon would help you take 2, but then you're walking into some issues, and this is what you're looking for.
Yeah, wait, if he knocks the Gardevoir EX, then he gets 2 prizes, right?
150 is easy to clear up.
And this is the
Counter Catcher does he swap from 1 bench to active? Of yours or your opponent's? Counter Catcher, Monkey, KO with Guard, bring back Scream Town next turn, win. This is line.
Force Isaiah to find an answer. Iono's
Okay.
as well. Isaiah only gonna have 3 cards. Riley with 4.
And it's
Or the Mew.
Move to the bottom of the deck here
Yeah.
for Isaiah. That was one pivotal piece here that could have won him the game on turn
And
3.
Riley found the darkness energy off of Iono.
Wait, okay, so is that what he just did? He counter-captured it into Mew? So now he can knock out the Mew and take 2?
Reach for a KO even with a triple Adrenabrain.
Too much of a combo to KO Guardy.
So much to consider
Like
here.
Cyrus in pocket, that actually helps a ton.
Riley has to determine.
And hope that he doesn't KO Guard. Yeah, because if Riley loses Guard next turn, then it's 4-5 and Isaiah wins.
Wait, but there is still 30 on the Ralts. Not quite taking the KO yet. Still thinking through. I think only one Adrenabrain being used. Still has the other one. No, just the KO.
Okay, Mew is KO'd.
Riley
2 points for Riley.
Prizes. Isaiah needs to take 1 to tie things up, force Riley to take another turn, or he needs to take 2 this turn to win the game. He has Pheasantipity EX.
He has dark energy to
Wait,
go
why
along
am I
with
kind of
this too. How
invested?
many psychic energy can he see in the discard pile?
Earthen Vessel will search the deck for 2 energy cards, can find the darkness energy. That will mean he has 3 Monkey Dory established. That's 90 damage he can place wherever he would like. There is 90 HP remaining on the benched Ralts.
He only has
Oh.
3 psychic embraces available here. Well, 4 psychic embraces.
But he needs
potentially.
2.
He can have all of those in the discard pile. That's 80 damage he can move over to try to work in the knockout.
If he just knocks out the Ralts,
Shaman only with 80 hit
it
points.
continues.
Could reach, but can he KO the
Fun
active
Endgames, hello!
Thunderbolt
When
EX?
did
He
Bradner
may
bench
be able
Mew?
to
It's been
reach
on
for
the
KO
bench
on
since
this
like the beginning of the
active
game. I don't know
Thunderbolt.
exactly though. Fun Endgames, leave a follow, I appreciate it.
80 damage, you push it all over to the active, and Gardevoir deals 190, but he just needs to find out if he can put all these energies in the discard pile now.
I don't think that's going to be possible. 3 energy are locked up on the benched Gardevoir right now.
If he has, what, 7 in the deck, and he can search out a couple, Pheasantipity might be able to take him the rest of the way.
What a close spot that Isaiah's in right now. Pheasantipity will certainly be a part of this game plan. I have to. No, it's going to be discarded.
As much as been going, I haven't really been watching the whole thing. I actually don't know much about TCG myself. I'm mostly here as like a waiting room for the VGC finals, which is what I'm familiar with. I know that junior finals for TCG was a brother and a sister, which was really cool.
He just needs to attach the dark energy here, and he should be able to make this happen.
That's gonna
and
be
he's
it.
got it.
Oh my gosh, Watermelon, stay safe.
Perfect math. Isaiah takes the KO, and he is the
He does it.
North American International Champion.
He's jumping up and down.
Sometimes you just need to give
Fair
yourself
enough.
a little
IC
more
champion,
motivation.
pop off. Not Canada.
The perfect answer here.
Not Canada, but are they friends?
Perfect knockout. Not even 10 damage short.
I don't know if I would hug my opponent after losing.
Has
Respect.
finally conquered the Masters
Yeah, and then in seniors, the kid that won all 3 ICs this year and 4 regionals. That's crazy.
Isaiah mapping everything
That's
out
actually
perfectly.
crazy.
We saw the wheels turning.
That's why I play Turbo and Guard. Mew is horrible in the mirror. Interesting.
Perfectly and as precisely as he could, and he pushes forward. He becomes the international champion as a master. This tournament means so much to Isaiah.
Can't believe Guardy won. I thought it was crazy.
When he was a senior, all the way back in 2018.
Yeah, I can't believe Gardevoir won the Gardevoir mirror.
2019 when he was a senior, and he got second place to Azul Garcia Griego in 2022. But now he will be the one to hoist the trophy high. He is an international champion.
And let's give all the praise we can to Riley McKay.
I hope they get
That
into
was a
VG pretty quick now.
phenomenal game there. We saw an
Because
amazing match,
they are
and he is definitely
almost
earned
2
the name
hours
for
behind when it was
himself
supposed to
here.
be starting.
Great performance in the top 4.
Long games
And
today.
almost won
I wonder if
just
the
as
Go
good
games
here
were also
in the
long.
finals. A
Because I think
great match
TCG must have
between
started.
two amazing players.
I think TCG also
Gonna
started a
have
bit later than it was supposed to. You're Canadian? I am
Incredible
Canadian,
match.
yeah.
2 great decks.
Are you as well?
Differences between them led to so many intricate, different
I'm gonna assume yes with the Maple Leaf
and Isaiah
emote.
was the one able to pull ahead. His party of Monkey Dory able to push him forward. The Adrenabrains. Let's hear it for the North American International Champion, Isaiah Bradner.
Let's go Canada. That's me. Ontario. I live in BC. I'm originally from Alberta, but I'm in BC now.
We're here on the main stage at the biggest tournament that our side of the planet has ever seen. And it is won by the one.
The biggest tournament that our side of the planet has ever seen. Does that mean that UIC had more people? The way that he said that this was like the biggest North American tournament, but UIC was bigger.
I know that you
Bella escapee from Alberta. Oh my goodness. I love that for us.
So much blood, sweat, and tears. We can see the emotion. Let the people know how you are
maxed out his points. That's insane.
I'm just feeling
to have an
blessed. I mean,
IC regional
no other word.
BFL with all first places is
I don't think I played my best
unreal.
in those games, especially the last two. I'm not really sure.
3900 TCG Masters.
I was waiting for time to get called, hopefully on his turn. I usually wear a watch.
That's
I forgot my watch.
crazy.
I didn't watch. I
Weird
didn't
recipe thing
know
with Ballo.
when time was, and I was trying to peek at his watch so I could see how much time was left.
Wait, Jerry, you live in Ontario as
I had
well?
no clue.
I didn't know
So
that.
I was playing and I was
David
waiting on his turn,
Ballo,
and
Pete could
with
tell
time
us
to
what come on
I had the
in.
advantage, but then I was killing myself on my last turn. I didn't create damage on my board the previous turn because I was worried about, I don't know, maybe something would die, but it was like really bad. I almost lost the game. I had to get lucky off that last Iono, and I did. So I'm feeling, you know, extremely blessed. Like I said earlier. Been thinking
Everyone runs away to BC eventually.
Here, like I am to have.
Yeah, it seems quite common for people from Alberta to move away to
I was
BC.
thinking on Thursday, I was just so happy to be able to play Pokemon with such great people. Be able to win this tournament, it's just couldn't be happier.
And there's a lot of great people here in the crowd, here to support you. I don't think that there's anybody here who doesn't think you deserve this win. Absolutely
Cute.
amazing. You hung in there through thick and thin. And I'm just so happy for you, my friend.
Oh, it's already like 6 o'clock in New Orleans.
Let's hear one more big roaring round of applause for Isaiah Bradner.
Folks went out to BC for work and then just never came back. Honestly, understandable. BC's so nice. It's expensive here, but it's nice.
Whew, what a match that was. Congratulations to Isaiah Bradner and finally finishing that story, getting the big win at NAIC.
I'm so blocking this
What
guy
an
on
event
the
for
red
him,
couch
and what an
chair.
event it was for all of us. Kyle Pukasukovic here, joined by Chip, Kyle, and Alex. Chip, how are you feeling after that one?
An incredible game for sure. I mean, Isaiah is someone who has been respected by his peers as someone who is one of the
I
greats
see
in
Pikachu
the
running
game.
across on stage
He's
behind.
scored so many times when it comes to getting the final.
Will NIC be in Orleans again next year? Yeah, it's already been confirmed that it will be in New Orleans for at least one more year next year.
Yeah, it seems
I'm not sure about after that, but last year they announced that it was going to be a 3-year contract with that venue.
Yeah,
So,
Alex, we were
yes,
watching that match.
at least one
We
more
weren't sure
New Orleans year.
Who was going to win in that last one? What do you credit this victory to? Is it really just the Monkey Dory? Is that the big advantage?
Hell yeah, yeah. I went last year, not this year, but would maybe would consider going again next year. Always just depends on like
bridesmaid before, right?
Yes.
So it's incredible
expenses
to see him finally overcome it. I saw
and
him
vacation time, but
do it,
it'd
and
be
it's got
it'd be
see
cool to
him
go again for sure.
here and international championships.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the bracket and how Isaiah was able to fight his way to become champion at this event. It was a long road. There were 15 players making it to our cut. Ray Chen,
Tord Recliffe, I recognize that name. Isn't that like the best player or something? I feel like I've heard that, or like
into the top
one of the
8,
best
and it was
TCG players
a
there
road
is.
ahead for Isaiah. Had to go through Ryan Antonucci, Piper Lapine, and then Greg, who hadn't lost a match after starting 0-1 and 2, and then just nerve-wracking.
That's top for sure.
In the
And the Canadian beat him in
This is
semifinals.
just an incredible
Ooh,
run.
go Canada.
Kyle, is there anything else you take away from this, looking back at this bracket, as we think about this event a few years from now, what's going to stand out to you?
I mean, it seemed like the scriptwriters wanted the Tord versus Isaiah finals.
Yeah.
We had them both on the far ends of the bracket, but look at the names that we have in this top 15 asymmetric cut. These are some unbelievable players that we have. Yerko Valencia, Piper Lapine, John Eng, Nathan Ginsburg. I mean, we're talking about some amazing players. Makani Duran and Tord Recliffe too, Ray Chen. This was an unbelievable set that we had, and it culminated.
Is it
in a really
asymmetrical
great
cut? They
tournament
don't
for
have
us. Tord Recliffe
Ray-chan doesn't have an opponent next to them, or is that person's name redacted for some
I'm gonna
reason?
make my own story,
Yep.
and he gave us one of the best plays we've ever seen in a long time.
Yeah, I think Isaiah had argued
It was asymmetric? Okay.
path to the finals. Of course, Riley had to go through Tord. You know, that's a massive mountain to climb, but
I just need 30 more damage to kill my opponent's Pokemon, and I have damage on my active.
Piper Lapine, one of the
The
best
sinister
as well.
Adrena
Fred,
Branding
like
Monkey
you mentioned,
Dory.
Puka had not lost a single game, but Isaiah is the one who's able to stand above the rest.
I mean, the other takeaway from this is the fact that Gardevoir EX was once
Gardevoir, Dragapult,
not just one, but it was
Gardevoir, Toedscruel,
It doesn't
Toedscruel,
go away. It had that big target on its
Ends
back.
Toolbox, no idea what that is. Marnie's Grimmstyle EX, that's cool.
In that top 8 match, so it's just incredible to see how it's continuing to adapt, continuing to still just take over the meta.
Now, let's remember before the event there was some talk
Ends
of
is the Zoroark
this
EX.
finally
Oh,
the
that makes
point where
sense.
Gardevoir falls off. The Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX deck got introduced to the standard format metagame at this event, and we did see one there with Piper in the top 8, but a lot of the top players just said, no, Gardevoir's still pretty good. Why wouldn't I just keep playing this?
And the margins can be so tight at these tournaments.
Toedscruel top 5. Do you play Toedscruel, or do you think it's cool?
In that top 8 match, Isaiah versus
I didn't know that there was a
Piper, their first
Toedscruel
game was in about
deck that
2
was
seconds. So
meta relevant
Piper
at all.
Got her only Pokemon, a Badoo, KO'd on Isaiah's very first turn from a slapped from a roaring, from that Scream Tail in Isaiah's deck. The perfect scenario. I mean, and if that doesn't happen, who knows, right? If Piper maybe is the one who goes second, she's able to play as a porter, she's able to set up. Maybe
Also,
she's
y'all,
the one who
yesterday-
finds herself in the finals. These margins are so close.
I'm
but
pretty
Isaiah was
sure,
the one who was
like, the
able to
list of
make it.
people who's qualified for Worlds in VGC is
Yeah, and looking at this top 8, again, there were 3
finalized now,
Gardevoir
because
decks
this
in
was, like, the
top
last
4.
tournament.
Pretty
And
finishes,
one
but if you look at
of
the rest of the
my
top 8, there's
local
lots of
friends
different decks
made
going
it,
on.
qualified,
Kyle, what do you
in the
take away
very
from this
last
event as we
slot,
move forward towards the World
which is
Championships?
It's exciting.
so
Think of
cool.
What could happen at the World Championships? We're not that far
so
away
excited
from
for
that
him.
tournament, and it gives a lot of players time.
Thank you, what is Store 27? Well, come on in.
About what could happen over the
Congrats to them. Yeah, I'm so hyped. It's his first season competing. So to qualify for Worlds, your first season competing, when the qualification got so much more difficult this year, that's is so impressive.
Makes me a little sad that we're not going to see an evolution of this format. World Championships.
A future
will
and
have
Terra
a
box
couple
player.
of new expansions legal with the Black Bolt and White
Super not
Bear,
meta.
a partner expansion
Hits a lot of
there.
things for weakness
So
and its
that's gonna
abilities for
add a little
Dragapult.
bit of
Okay, so it's kind of like a
change to the
counter
mix.
deck.
I think players will still take a lot of note from what happened this week.
I love this.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the middle of them,
Looking at
the
this event,
Incineroar
this is a massive tournament,
on top of the other Incineroar,
36, 37,
or sorry, Litten on Incineroar, no Torracat,
There's
just
a lot of people in this event, and this has been a
So
pretty
funny.
consistent trend for NAIC. It's the biggest tournament. There's tons and tons of people.
ends in the top 10.
And
That's
at
also
the end of the
crazy.
day, we typically see top pros
Yeah.
winning the event. You might think at some point somebody unknown would break through and win this tournament, but it's mostly been, you know, established pro players.
VG stream
And
soon,
Alex, what do you
please.
attribute that to? How do these pros manage to fight their way through the largest fields in the game?
I mean, these players have been so used
What's
to
chat
having
saying?
to fight through different metas, different new sets that come out. They get that level of consistency. They know how.
VGC
certain
starting. Don't they have to? It looks like they're getting set up to do
classes-
the trophies for TCG
really
first.
complex. I mean, just watching
Notorious
for
MGF, the follow. Welcome on in.
lower Dragapult, which is
An
something
avid
that a lot
end
of
deck
people maybe
fraud
wouldn't
here.
think
Oh.
of, right? All the way to a top 4 finish. Wasn't even too far from making it that sort of quote-unquote dream Isaiah Bradner, Tord Rector final.
Wolfie's still number
But
1 in the
it's
world
one
right
of
now
those
for
little things where we
sure.
start to see a lot of these players just with that level of consistency.
They're currently talking about the TCG on stream in the chat. Still can only think about
What an event
Wolf.
it has been, and I think it's time to crown some champions. Let's head back over to the stage.
I know lessons here about VGC, my killer limits over my head. It's overwhelming to start and get into for sure, but once you start to learn it, it's not too bad. There's a lot of good resources as well for learning.
Friday. And now it's time to bring them out once more to celebrate their achievements and award their trophies. Starting with our junior division.
It's all the games.
Let's congratulate
Overwhelming to
our
start.
trading
Yeah.
card game junior finalist Kenji Ono.
Team Rocket shirt. It's cute.
And joined by his sister. Let's give a huge round of applause and congratulations to our trading card game junior champion, Annabelle Ono!
That's so cute. They're matching too. Adorable.
Next, in our senior division, let's give a huge congratulations to our trading card game finalist, Omar Cortez!
Woo! I was gonna ask how to do both TCG and VGC, and the answer is autism. Now you just gotta also play Go and Unite. No, that's too many. That's too many. I feel like, yeah, you can play both. You can play two things, but
And this is it.
I feel like everyone always ends up focusing one, especially because when it comes to like regionals, you've got to choose. You can't do both at a regional. Is this the final NA? Yeah, this is the final tournament before the World Championships. It's the final open tournament of the season. He looks stressed. He does not look happy to be here. Oh, maybe he's just nervous. Third IC win of the year.
Finally,
Insane, actually.
Division. Let's hear it for our Pokemon trading card game Masters finalist, Riley McKay.
Mainly play VGC for big tournaments, but I play TCG competitively a lot. You guys have like a bigger local scene for TCG as well, right? Versus VGC? Makes it easier to play competitively, like in person more often. I feel like that might be the draw for a lot of people too, is that TCG just is bigger and exists in more places.
And now he's waited so long for this moment, training hard. Now the moment is his. Let's welcome to the stage and a huge round of applause for our trading card game Masters champion, Isaiah Brandon!
Woo! You think TCG is easy to get into?
Raise those trophies! Everyone, give a thunderous
The idea of like deck building and stuff overwhelms me, but I'm sure that like VGC team building is like the same.
International finalists!
It's just like what I'm like decided to get into, happened to get into first.
It's been an amazing journey celebrating all of these talented trainers, but we're not done yet. It's time to round out our championship Sunday with
He's hoping that Mega said has a good Lunala card. I want to play a Lunala deck. Ooh, that'd be cool.
Pokemon Violet.
You can net deck for a TCG and go from there. What does that mean? Like just use a deck someone else has already made.
Senior and Masters division are all set up and ready to go. So let's send it over to our incredible
Oh, like a rental team? Gotcha.
Excitement rolling.
VGC
Let video game
time!
finals start
Yippies.
now. Masters, over to you.
Blameless posted next one tournament. You can download this and start with that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely helps. Yeah, that's how I got into VGC 2 first. Yeah, using like rental teams.
That's right, Shelby. It is time for the video game champions to be crowned here in New Orleans, Louisiana. My name is Evan Latt, and I am thrilled to be joined by my good friend Scott Glass.
Luna Sweep, trust. I trust, I believe.
Our Masters Masters Division
Okay, yeah, we're starting with Masters.
Up a little bit. If you've seen this show a few times,
Never works out. Just needs to work that way, but when you're 2 hours late, we do what we gotta
This
do.
time, Masters will be up first. We're gonna have a great match between two of the very best players in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Two
Okay.
of the very best players in the world and two of the very best
I
players
need to use the
in
washroom,
Italy,
guys. I'm gonna
because
quickly-
we have an all-Italian finals here.
All Italian
in
finals. I'm
New
gonna quickly
Orleans. That's going to
run the
be
washroom
Federico Camporisi
before,
versus Marco Silva, and you can see the
before this
gauntlet that both of
starts.
these trainers had to go through to make it into our
Playing through
finals.
Scarlet Arceus for the
An
VGC battling is fast and
incredible
crazy.
showing from both
It's
of these
very
players.
different. The VGC
Federico
battling is very
defeating
different than the
both
battles that you
of
do
our
when playing through the
competitors in
game, for
top eight
sure.
from Japan in Makinugawa
It took me a long
and
time to learn, to be honest, but stuff like content like Wolf and Cybertron is really helpful. Alright, I'm also gonna run an ad so that y'all don't get an ad in the middle of the match. I'm gonna use the washroom quick, and then we're gonna come back and watch VG finals.
One of the most stacked day twos we've ever seen.
But I'll leave this on
Championships, and
so you guys can see it if you're not in the ad. I'll be right back.
Very easy to make one mistake that kind of just ruins the game, and you know, the most experienced players, some of the players with a ton of reps in this format, winding up on top here. Really impressive showing in such a challenging format.
Yeah, and if you have been following our circuit at all, you know that Italy has been the country to beat since the beginning of this season, since the first international championship, which was won by who?
Oh, is that Marco Silva?
He won a championship already?
And here he is. I guess it's been kind of a weekend of repeat champions. We saw the trading card game and in Pokemon Unite, and hey, maybe we'll see it here again in the video game championship.
Yeah, Marco Silva having won that Latin American International Championship in Sao Paulo last year at the start of the season, became the first ever competitor in the video game championships in the Masters division to win 3 international championships ever. Now he has a chance of winning 2 in just 1 season alone. Incredible season coming out from Marco.
Yeah, I think kind of the results of this matchup are relevant. Probably already put himself in the position as the best player who's not won a world championships in the history of the program. And I'll be excited to see if he can get another international championship here. And his opponent's quite decorated too. I think both of these players very firmly in the conversation for the best active players.
Absolutely. Federico Camporisi, let's not forget, had an incredibly storied career in the senior division before aging up into the Masters, where in 2023, he became the first Italian player in about 10 years to make it into the top 4 of the World Championships. Of course, that then kicked off the start of Italian dominance with, of course, roommate and friend Luca Cerabelli becoming the defending world champion last year, and of course, Marco's increased dominance over the course of this season.
Yeah, Italy's been incredible, and I think kind of just Europe in general, right? There's always that fun rivalry between North America and Europe, but going into the World Championships, pretty clear for now that Europe's a step ahead.
Yeah, what rivalry right now, right? We didn't have a single North American in the top 8 of the North America International Championships. So rivalry or just hopeful, like optimistic wishes.
Right, we're not gonna miss anything.
And it's important practice
We're
for
still an ad.
players as well, where I think probably gonna need a lot of lessons from what teams, what players went deep in this one, and I think probably a lot of players putting in a few extra reps of practice before the World Championships after the way the North American International Championships have played out so far.
Absolutely, and I know both of our competitors today in Federico and Marco are viewing this tournament as practice for the World Championships. Both competitors have, of course, already pre-locked their World Championships invite before the tournament.
I can't wait for
began,
Worlds.
Also locking their travel awards. So there is very little in terms of the big questions of who's going to win this and what the pressures are here. Of course, there is still a $10,000 difference in the prizing. First place getting 15 and, or actually I believe it's only 5,000, 15 and 10,000 between the two of them.
$15,000. Wow, I want to be that good at Pokemon. I want to win $15,000 for playing a video game. That's so cool.
Federico is still chasing that first international championships, having come really close twice in
Could be Legends EA. Me too. I'm really excited.
Each time, but now has another shot to finally get the championship for himself.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for both of these trainers. Contrary to how Marco is making it look, it is so hard to get back here. It's a great opportunity in the finals. You know, we see so many players who like, oh, well, they lose in the international.
Hard to win. Oh yeah, not
probably
easy
for some
to be the
reason,
best of the
doesn't happen,
best
right?
and
Even if they
also
keep
get
playing this
lucky.
super high level, even if they
Takes
keep getting
takes a
into the
lot.
top cuts, it just takes one round going wrong, and when you're this close, you don't want to let that opportunity slip through your fingers.
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
not. And that is going to be
I am definitely
on the
not
minds
that
of
caliber of
both
player,
of our
but
competitors. Let's get right
who knows?
into it. We've got them ready to at the bit to get into this battle. Here are our competitors, Federico Camporisi versus
It's crazy.
Marco Silva.
Regional champion, regional top 4, world's top 4, 2 times GC champion, international champion, finalist, champion.
Grand Challenge champion. He has won the online ladder tournament twice in an entirely different scenario than we're used to at
They're
the
both
international
so
championships.
Yeah, but a different
decorated.
kind of international in the lowercase
I saw a funny comment earlier when it was the TCG stream. Someone said in the chat, they were like, what is VGC? And someone responded, it's a game where thousands of people play and then Marco Silva wins.
And Marco Silva, of course, a 3-time international champion.
Something like
He's
that.
No stranger to this stage at all. He's also no stranger to facing
When Toronto Regionals,
Federico Camporisi in
they were in, this year they were in December, and the year before they were in October. So, I don't know if it's always the same. December was kind of lame because it was freezing cold. October would be better. But I'm excited to see the regional schedule for next year. I want it to come out like yesterday.
A little lower usage than some of the other combinations we've seen, but has definitely been considered to be very powerful.
Yeah,
that
I'm rooting
Lunala in
for
particular, we don't see
this.
frequently, but looked very
This
good in
team.
the other top cut matches. Was kind of the pivotal Pokemon
International Arena Worlds.
So I'll have to see what it does in the finals.
No. So there's 3 international championships, which are just like kind of just like bigger regionals. To be honest, there's Latin American international championships, European and North American, and they're just bigger tournaments that are worth more points. And then Worlds is in
really popular early on. A lot of NA players.
Worlds is gonna be in August. No Junior Senior, they just flipped the order because both of the Masters finalists have to catch the same flight home. They're both in the same flight home to Italy, so they're putting Masters first so that these guys can get out of here, and then they're gonna do Junior Seniors after. They flipped it because everything's running late. My family in Ontario, so I might be able to go. Oh, hype!
The weakness of this one is the mirror tends to be very challenging to play, but won't too
Wow.
much be a factor.
That's
here.
not right.
One thing to keep in mind with the Zamazenta is that the wide guard move tends
I'm
to
in
be
the
a
way.
pretty big factor with so many spread attacks in this format, but not so good in this particular matchup where really only help against the Dazzling Gleam from the Miraidon and the Ursaluna.
I want to move
On the other hand, of course, for
myself. I feel like over here was better. It was less in the way.
Extremely important going up against the Calyrex.
Maybe.
And let's not wait at all. Let's get all of the power on the field. Miraidon and Lunala staring down the
There,
Shadow
not
Rider
block
Calyrex
anyone's
and
cameras.
Zamazenta. All 4
Hope it's a good
restricted
matchup.
Pokemon
Yeah, look at this.
immediately.
The leads being the 4 restricteds. That's crazy.
Legendary Pokemon that are normally prohibited, and we've seen Marco even choose to use none of them in this matchup, but both players choosing to bring both of them here. The trainers have told us they're expecting these matches to be a little bit volatile, right? Where one big move could maybe blow this game open, and where they're going to have to make a lot of hard reads. And this turn, very much one of those situations where
Yeah, they both have the option of a spread move. They both have the option of a wide guard.
50-50 guessing of, are you going to click Astral Barrage? If you are, I have to click Wide Guard.
Okay, swap in for Rillaboom, override the terrain. Did Miraidon Volt Switch?
Lower the power of that Miraidon.
Oh, it was the wide guard. So, well played by Marco. Oh, just a drift. Good damage, but not as good now that it's grassy terrain. Okay, that's pretty good damage still. Ow. Okay. Definitely a favorable turn for Marco, I fear.
Some of the counterplay you're going to see throughout the course of this set. Miraidon setting the electric train when it enters the field, which normally would
Yeah, you gotta hard swap out Miraidon now or you just get faked out probably.
potentially putting us in a situation where these
But swapping in Whimsicott could be good, especially if you catch the fake out and encore it.
guarantee that.
Well, gonna have to see if Marco is going to be able to sneak in that extra turn of grassy terrain recovery to get that safe call there. Federico will, of course, retreat Miraidon to preserve the electric terrain for the future and bring in the Whimsicott, which
Then protect, okay.
safe here, especially if Pokemon protects on the switch-in. Moongeist Beam from Lunala will whip into the protect, meaning that the Zamazenta is not going to take any additional damage here, while Rillaboom...
Oh, and it's just a pivot, okay.
It's time to reposition.
Yeah, the cat and mouse game is the train game. You're out on leaving the battlefield, so it could try to come back in later, set its electric train back up, but Marco says, not so fast.
Okay, now they both have terrain in the back. Does Calyrex come back though, or do we get to find out his last? Where of the train battle? Yeah. As a Rhydon player, I'm very used to fighting Rillabooms for terrain control.
This Whimsicott, though, is extremely threatening on Federico's side.
Oh yeah, the Zam just protected.
Is under threat of Encore.
Huge.
Also has the option of just going for a tailwind to make every Pokemon
Oh, it's Ogerpon, so you can follow me away the Encore, not the Encore to protect. And you just like heavy slam the Whimsicott or something. Wait, is it heavy slam or is it Behemoth Bash? Whimsicott's already chipped, so probably dies to either one. TBH.
Potentially either knocking out a Whimsicott or at least breaking the shadow shield of this Lunala. Of course, the danger of that is if you do knock out the Whimsicott, it uses a tailwind. Maybe you wind up in a situation when your opponent gets a bunch of momentum, getting the full turns of the tailwind to try to take advantage. And also props for that Whimsicott at all. Typically, when you see it, usually used in the front.
Oh, okay, it does just tailwind because the follow me throw was too present, probably. But it's not a follow me, so they are just gonna go for damage with both. Oh, heavy slam the Lunala, break the shield. Marco didn't feel threatened, didn't click follow me. The Zam could have gotten Encore to protect. Oof.
Coming in, so perhaps like, okay, I don't want to send Miraidon in right away, kind of create a situation where there's an
It's Cloak, yeah, even if it was Sash though, Sash would have already been broken from the turn before, from the U-turn.
Particularly good also in this tailwind where it's the shorter duration speed control effect, so normally you'd like to maybe use some protection.
I'm through the follow, Soul CPU.
Urshifu's unseen fist ability allows it to attack through those protects, keep the pressure on and try to make the most out of the 3 turns of tailwind that Federico has to take advantage of here.
All right, and Federico showing lots of respect to Marco for the threat of grassy.
No one's terrored yet, right?
This Hearthflame Ogerpon. Marco could at any moment switch in the Rillaboom or just use the existing grassy terrain to get the priority on the grassy glide.
Is this Terra Ghost? To not get super effectively grassy glided and not get body pressed. It's probably a good Terra.
And should this Zamazenta survive this double up, would not be able to deal any damage with a body press. There's the grassy glide dealing a little bit of damage into that terastallized Urshifu. Here are the surging strikes.
It'll just live the surging strikes.
Not quite enough to pick up the KO onto Zamazenta, but fortunately it is not just the Urshifu on the field. Lunala is right here to help its buddy out and pick up that KO.
This chat is so much better than play Pokemon pure toxicity. Yeah, the Pokemon stream chat is something else. It's always yeah, not the best place to be. Okay, this is big. That was a really good turn for Fede. Good Terra. Restricted down.
To reset the tailwind, Whimsicott having been defeated so quickly, so Marco perhaps going to work toward a situation where
Lunala probably. Oh.
Coming out right now.
The one thing that
Hi Timmy, I'm good. How are you?
That Rillaboom doesn't is the ability to protect and start stalling out some of these turns of tailwind, or at least threaten the ability to protect.
Do you have to wide guard the Astral now? Pokemon fans being annoying? More likely than you think.
Unlike Urshifu, does have to worry about attacking into a protect, and hey, you know, the other direction, both these Pokemon are now weak to Astral Barrage, so the wide guard becomes very tempting. You know, maybe every option is available here where I think either Pokemon could feasibly switch out, could feasibly protect.
What Terra is it?
They told us this is going to be a matchup that was very
Terra Dark.
The right calls, and here's a really critical one in game 1.
Yeah, I think we're about to see some of that volatility right away. Terastallization used for
Follow me. That makes sense.
Ogerpon says, look at me, I want to take these surging strikes, and it will only take 2 to knock that Pokemon out. But now the Calyrex is a dark type, meaning that it will take resisted damage from any ghost type attacks from Lunala. Lunala does have the option of going for the Moonblast as well instead of the Moongeist Beam, and that's exactly what Federico calls, and that's exactly
Huge read.
and is never punished. Psychic into the Urshifu will pick up the KO.
Okay, I guess not wide guarding was a good call.
Will be able to protect
It was
the
too
Calyrex next
obvious.
turn. That is a huge Pokemon off.
But
Both players are down to their final 2 Pokemon, and the way this works out,
Rillaboom's gonna. Oh wait, no.
terrain control.
Oh yeah. Rillaboom's terrain is gonna win.
It's not just the opportunity to protect now, but Rillaboom going to come out here and threaten a fake out into that Miraidon slot. With the Choice Specs item, you know, it doesn't have the ability to protect itself. So if he wants to, could try to pick up a knockout here, but also still in danger of being attacked by that Lunala. Going to have to play probably a little bit conservatively for this final turn. This format is very much a game of figuring out what can you afford to give up, what risk is too great. Marco's kind of committed himself to
Last from Tailwind.
he's wound up in the situation. Last turn of Tailwind, we'll have to figure out if he has enough left to take this game back.
Wait, could it just... No, I was gonna say fake out protect, but wide guard is just to stall Tailwind, maybe fake out protect, but you can't just safely Astral because of wide guard the next turn. Marco's good at round 2 adjustments, yeah.
Restricted Pokemon left, but if Federico does not make the use,
This could still go either way. It is protect to stall the Tailwind.
difficult to break through that Calyrex.
Yeah, and both these Pokemon have some problems.
It is fake out protect. Okay, I thought that and then I went back on it because of wide guard, but I guess that is still the move. I mean, now, do you just like, if you're Marco, glide and psychic, like double them right on because he can't protect. Lunala's Shadow Shield is full again though, so that's pretty threatening. So maybe you have to... I don't know who you have to focus. I don't know.
Also, keep on, you mentioned the Grassy Glide from the Ogre Pond before, but Rillaboom can do that too. So even though it's naturally the slowest Pokemon on the field, it has the option of attacking first, although we'll have to see if anything's weak.
Who wins a 1v1 between Rillaboom and Lunala? He did. Wide guard of all time. And it wasn't a Grassy Glide. That's game.
Takes a little bit of a chunk, but this is going to be so hard for the Great Ape to break through.
I think that's gotta be game. Like, mine goes down, but then there's recoil. Lunala's still full, still has Shadow Shield.
Yeah, I kind of see a big difference there. What could have happened the last 2 turns? We saw the fake out going to the Miraidon slot.
Like, there is Assault Vest, but there's also Electric Seed. So they're both defensively boosted. Luna wins? Yeah, I think so. Let's see what Hammer does. A non-Shadow Shield would do a decent amount, but like you're still taking recoil, so it's just... That's tough.
Both of these Pokemon, but with Lunala dealing so much more damage, Marco could be in a situation where he's in danger of losing to Federico for a 3rd time in a row.
Well, there's another Moongeist Beam, not enough to pick up the KO onto Rillaboom, but Rillaboom...
Oh, the recoil will do it.
With the Wood Hammer, that's big damage onto Lunala. There's the recoil from the Wood Hammer. Rillaboom goes down. Federico
Game 1!
takes game 1 over Marco Silva.
An excellent first game here, and I think the fun of it is, well...
Oh my gosh, that one guy on stream in the audience was holding a giant Spraytito. I want that.
Federico, the one making the right plays there, able to get just enough advantage of it. That Tailwind, great job by him getting that Whimsicott in safely, setting the Tailwind, getting the sacrifice on a great turn, and was able to do a great job of taking advantage there. You know, if he'd been kind of just 1 turn slower in how he did things, I think Marco would have been able to play that one in a way that would have allowed him to turn around, but knocks out the Calyrex just in time.
Absolutely, and I love how calm and composed...
Winter Snow, hi! Doing good, how are you? Currently watching NAIC Finals. Exciting games.
Versus the other 2 that he played as a senior, and the biggest thing he told me was that when he was a senior, he felt like he was playing against people that were worse than him. Now he is
finished my last unit assignment for the semester. Congratulations!
So he doesn't feel that extreme pressure and expectation that he has to win this match, and he played like it.
Yeah, absolutely, and he kind of played like he knew what Marco was going to do a little bit there. You know, we kind of seen some matches over the course of this
Ooh, Incineroar.
kind of guessed wrong at the way their opponents were thinking, but both these trainers know
But I won and still switched it up.
make plays known.
But lunch and bubble tea. Ooh, yum.
Options that they could make.
All right, here we go into game 2. Federico leading the Lunala and the Incineroar.
Is this fast, Incin?
Don't forget that you can download Wolfie Glix Incineroar NAIC 25 Cone Parish. You can
Oh,
use that
completely
to
different.
switch back
Luna
up
Incin.
against
Huh.
Zamazenta and the Rillaboom for Marco.
Yeah, not just a taunt, but also worth keeping in mind here, but this shows a very different hand for Federico. Incineroar didn't appear in that first game, and neither did the Ursaluna, so perhaps showing a slower option here, but, you know, the Miraidon going to make that a little bit trickier, right? Well, is that what you're actually...
Is Rillaboom probably just U-turns out again, right? Or
Field, even though you started out with Incineroar, who's the slowest.
Yeah, and on
especially with Intimidate, I feel like it definitely just U-turns out.
there is terrain control for Federico.
Ow.
That body press though did a lot of damage to Miraidon on the switch in. That's a lot of damage on your restricted Pokemon just to get in position. And Rillaboom though will continue
Break
to
Shadow.
U-turn will break the Shadow Shield for now. Of course, should Rillaboom come back in, it will heal right back up there.
Yeah, Grassy Train kind of sounds nice for Lunala right now. Heal back to Shadow Shield.
But it does give us a situation here where the Miraidon is really threatening. Assuming Federico is going for a more Trick Room-oriented setup, it's these two Pokemon who started on the field that are very important to remove. The Rillaboom very threatening to the Ursaluna in the back, where it both has a natural type advantage and also can potentially use its Grassy Glide to get advantage of the priority.
Lunala wants to click Wide Guard and Trick Room here.
Being a problem here with the Wide Guard, but we're going to see the Calyrex come in. So for now, we're going quick, just like at the beginning of Game 1.
Well, Wide Guard is so risky here because Marco only needs a Psychic into
Yeah,
that
you could just,
Miraidon to
yeah, I was gonna say, just Psychic them right on. But do you Psychic them right on with the risk of that being Incineroar?
Barrage here, and he gets it right again. Federico knows exactly
Next distribution, Betty's Lunala, Marco's Rillaboom. Ooh, yeah. Who would get distributed? That was a huge Wide Guard. That was a huge read. On Calyrex is just down.
Oh, that's a huge knockout. No focus sash here with the Life Orb. Calyrex going down, not doing any damage in Game 2.
That body press though will trade right.
I think Miraidon's okay with that.
The Calyrex off the field, and you know what, Miraidon, you did your duty. You can rest proud here. And now we see.
Ooh, that was sweet.
In the back, there is the option for the Trick Room mode.
Oh, it's going to come out right now. Very interesting situation here where, again, this is a format about sacrificing the right thing at the right time. Calyrex, such a powerful Pokemon, you hate to see it go down early, but you know, if Trick Room were to go up, it's not very effective, right? It's just kind of going to be there to be a sacrifice. So, hey, you know, maybe this doesn't look as bad as it looks.
Oh, another Incineroar.
Outside the field. So, both trainers feel like, hey, you know, Incineroar is pretty good. Maybe
Oh,
I
and
should use
it's
that one.
Ursaluna.
Pokemon to catch this
Interesting.
Ursaluna as well. Gets that Intimidate down.
Marco wait for Regraph. Marco's team also had a Raging Bolt on it,
Damage until the Flame Orb
I think.
Yeah, Incineroar's got a lot to do on this turn as well. Could try to
But I don't think the distribution would be something that didn't come to finals. Maybe it would be. I feel like it'd be something impactful though.
Out there is to avoid activating a grassy terrain. That Shadow Shield still not available for Lunala, so if Incineroar is able to get a hold of it, it could do a ton of damage. Maybe trade the restricted Pokemon back.
Yeah, you got two incredible targets for a knockoff here from that Incineroar as well. Either getting rid of the Flame Orb on the Ursaluna or just dealing so much damage to that Lunala, 4 times super effective damage to
Ursaluna, if it stays in, probably he just has to protect though, to not risk that knockoff, right?
Here it is going to be pure water typing, removing that weakness to the ground type attacks from the Ursaluna. Maybe
Ghost Terrors are strong, but knockoff is terrifying. Yeah.
worried about that.
Yeah, this is super high value. Potentially
The Lunala, the Shifu, I wish, but they never do legendaries.
But on the flip side now, immune to a body press and immune to a fake out.
Body press, immune to fake out. Now,
I know because of the threats like knockoff and also even stuff like Astral Barrage. Some people I know are running Terra Bug Ursaluna. Never legendary distributions, I know. Losing Lunala there is bad. This is really bad now. I think that I was up and now he's really not up.
There's some options on Marco's side of the field, right? A little dangerous to try to rotate too much, but with that Incineroar...
Shiny Calyrex, Shifu, Cred, and Miraidon. Yeah! I can play we're like 3 years into Scarlet Violet. We still don't even have all the Sword Shield shinies. I really want shiny Ruinous Legends too. a Raging Bolt distribution for us Violet players. Yeah, I feel like that's one they wouldn't do either, unfortunately. I would love to see it though.
For the fake out and leave up that slot open. But Marco is going to go ahead and switch out the Incineroar, wants to make sure that he can get a
The Shiny Shiyu and Shenpao, yeah. I want Shiny Shiyu so bad.
Boom is now out on the field. The grassy terrain is back out on the field, so all of these Pokemon are going to start healing right back up. And Marco protects the zombie.
Guys, I think we're getting game 3.
Take any damage this turn, not going to be flinched by the fake out, but that's all right for Federico. All he wants is a big damage, but the facade also targeting into the Zamazenta, so Rillaboom gets in for free, and that means Marco is in such a
There was a Fluttermane, so I'll go. Yeah, there was Fluttermane, that's true.
A lot of great options for Marco side of the field. You also can kind of just trade attacks here if you want to.
Wow. Oh, he doesn't even play it out. Doesn't even want the time to think for game 3. He's just gonna go for it. Interesting. I wonder if he goes that angle again with the Ursaluna and just tries to put up Trick Room earlier, or if he just goes back to what worked before with Whimsicott and Urshifu. Yeah, if Marco wins, the only distribution options are Rillaboom and Incineroar. And we just got an Incineroar, so it'd have to be Rillaboom, I think. For Fede, it could be Whimsicott. Or Ursaluna. Again, probably not instant because we just had one of those. Federico's mental decay with the game too. Maybe, but I feel like he probably knows what worked, what didn't work, why it didn't work, and knows what to do going. We had a Rillaboom Taiwan before that. So it should just be Raging Bolt. Hi Acorn, how are you? Are you still in New Orleans? Or are you traveling home now?
For much longer than anyone expected, and Marco Silva is now 1 game away from winning 2 international championships in 1 season.
2 internats in 1 season is crazy. Also, their pictures with the matching plushie and the matching jersey.
Regular season we have ever seen out of a competitor.
Yeah, and very fitting this is going to a 3rd game. These 2 trainers have been so good all season long. Both huge threats to win the World Championships, and hey,
I'm home now. Oh, nice.
From winning this tournament.
Oh, it would be so great indeed. And Federico switching back to what worked in game 1.
Fede led what he won with game 1. Marco led what he won with playing game 2.
This time facing down the Rillaboom and the Zamazenta.
Which means grassy terrain.
Marco will win the terrain war here.
The argument is for Raging Bolt, I know. I know.
Yeah, the deviation from the first game is Rillaboom's out.
A girl can dream.
I do thanks to Marco's advantage, able to kind of keep a step ahead here. Fake out coming out immediately, going to stop Miradan from acting, leaving Zamazenta for a pretty...
Well, if you're winning UIC, then the town's gonna make NAIC the new UIC. I know, I totally saw that coming. I feel like I called that an EU player would win NAIC, but I thought it was gonna be Michael Kelsch. They should have done Wolf's Gothitelle. Honestly true, because it was not an instant team, it was a Parish team. But the Pokemon Company loves the whole Wolf Incineroar bit. I've never played Bolt because I don't have it. Yeah, version exclusive Pokemon you can only get one of is so sad. The caster just said raw Draco Meteor. Okay, Miraidon did not put enough work here. I'm afraid. I'm not feeling good about this anymore. For Fede, I think. Did it do its job? Is that enough for Miraidon? I think it needs to do more than just activate Electric Seed. I think it needs to kill something.
Yeah, that's the downfall of the switch, right? Where previously we saw the train not be quite right.
I don't like this.
Wind up full health at the end of this turn, as well as having that boosted defense.
Okay, it's okay. That's not bad. We get Trick Room up and we bring Ursaluna in.
Much like in game 1, is going to be able to set his speed control on the same.
Okay, maybe it's okay. It is Ursaluna into the back. Okay, so he did go Trick Room mode again, and kind of like to kind of bait Marco into thinking he was doing the same thing as game 1 when he was actually doing the same thing as game 2.
A scary spot though, right? You'd love to just attack this Zamazenta, currently weak to ground type attacks, but Ogrepon says, hey, not so fast.
5 turns in Trick Room, just like at Freddy's. If you try Ghost here, you just have to like play the game fast now though, because Once Cali Shadow comes back out, you're in trouble.
To really get an advantage that could make him an international champion.
Yeah, and that's the thing about getting the free switch in for Ursaluna. It did not.
Okay, so maybe Rhydon did his job.
There is a lot of
Dying to let Ursaluna in Trick Room.
Protect with the Ursaluna to make sure that you are definitely activating the flame orb on this turn. Goes on the
Potato, enjoy the match. I'll try to catch other two and see if I get my head around the VGC. Me, man. Sounds good. Take care. Crit.
but Zamazenta hangs on.
Cudgel.
Break the shadow shield.
Is Marcos fourth Cali? Yeah. Cali Shadow.
But I don't think that was
Presumably. It'd be crazy if it wasn't.
Marco's going to have to stall these trick room turns.
Yeah, it's a great bit of trading there for Federico. Able to put some important damage down the field. Yeah, Lunala looks great. We see what happens when its defense boost actually matters. One thing to keep in mind, though, if Ogerpon is able to attack Lunala again, there is that boosted critical hit rate in Ivy Cudgel, which gives it a better of a normal odds of removing the effect of that electric seed by getting a critical hit, which ignores defense increases.
And one of the risks of playing slow with Ursaluna with that protect means that Marco could easily just go for a spiky shield and a protect here. Stall out another turn, just sort of see what Federico wants to do.
Okay. So Terra from Marco. Oh no, that's alright. Terra from Federico. We already saw that.
Normal ground type against the Ogerpon and the Zamazenta. We'll have to terrestrialize.
It's gonna go to a little French Creek place, but they aren't open on Mondays. Oh no! Hopefully you can try it a different day.
With the spiky shield, and
That's so sad.
Headlong rush right into it. No protect coming out
Okay.
from the Zamazenta, however. That leaves it open to an attack from this Lunala. There it is. It's the Moongeist beam. Marco giving up the Zamazenta here after the critical hit. That
Okay,
will go down.
interesting.
That means that only Rillaboom or the fourth Pokemon, which you have to assume is the Calyrex at this point, can come out.
That was also rude to me personally because it's 2PM most days. No! Hi Danko, how are you? Tricker may be the difference. Yeah, I think but I couldn't pull off game 2 because he wasn't able to get Trick Room up and he had mons that needed to be in Trick Room. Getting Trick Room up is huge. I love Bourbon Street. Are you enjoying NAIC?
Thinking very hard about what the final Pokemon will be. It is
Bourbon Street sucks, good Frenchman.
now out on the field once again. Again, is able to protect, but unlike the other times
I had fun on Bourbon Street, but also it was a lot. It was overwhelming.
Threatened by both of these Pokemon.
Definitely not something I could do regularly.
The advantage is the Terastallization hasn't been used in the side of the field. Maybe you could go for a big follow me and a Terastallization trying to get around these attacks, but it's a tough spot for Marco now. He doesn't get in a situation where not only can he survive the Trick Room, but get a situation
Okay, does he successfully wide guard an Astral Barrage again? 3 games in a row.
Surviving these disadvantaged situations, but one more turn wrong is probably going to end this one.
Can Marco Silva
Stressful.
out of this? 2 turns remaining of
Pokemon, okay, switches for Rillaboom.
That means that there will be no fall.
Mara the Goat, hello, how are you?
That Pokemon instead. Rillaboom back out on the field.
Calyrex protects. Stall, stall, stall.
That there will be no damage coming out from this Ursaluna or this Lunala that did go for the wide.
Successful stall.
Even trickier situation.
Uh-oh.
Have to imagine the only option here is to try to switch out that.
Rilla switched in while Grass Drain was still up though, right? So Grass Drain is not gonna last a lot longer.
Such a bad turn though, right? At least gets through one more turn of this. Fortunately, Rillaboom coming in here normally so good against Trick Room, but now facing down 2 Ghost-type Pokemon. That fake out's completely useless.
Completely useless, and they
Okay, yeah, Grass goes down, so there's not even Grassy Glide priority here.
Expired. That means there is not even an option to go for a Grassy Glide here. This Calyrex now is vulnerable. You could either go for a double protect or a switch, but if you do, without doing either
Wouldn't doubling the Calyrex slot honestly feel good here since it just protected last turn? And that's like the biggest threat when Trick Room goes down. If Marco's gonna gamble on a double protect, I guess he maybe, that might be his best play, or you switch Calyrex out. Bring Urshifu, or sorry, bring Ogerpon back in. I think you want to guarantee Calyrex is alive when Trick Room goes down. I think that swap makes a lot of sense.
Only way to ensure that that Calyrex is 100% safe was to do this. Switch the Ogerpon in instead and tank this headlong rush from Ursaluna, and
It lives.
Single-digit health for sure on that Ogerpon.
Uh-oh.
All you need, 1 hit point is it. Ursaluna is going to take that Grassy Glide without priority as Lunala.
Invisible Sash. I think that.
Beam. That's going to connect onto Rillaboom.
No way.
Both the Rillaboom and the Ogerpon on single-digit health here.
Hey, these Pokemon have been
A double into the Calyrex slot would have
see the Trick Room
Been better there.
Some
That's
good and some bad here, right? Some complicated board state. Now there are two physical.
Wide Guard Earthquake.
The final Pokemon on Federico's side of the field, that Incineroar, so could try to get Intimidate down, maybe set a second Trick Room. Hard to imagine we're gonna see a second one stalled out. Very important.
Wait, yeah, wouldn't Wide Guard Earthquake kind of be, not really actually, because they could just double
Final chance.
yeah, double before double Ursaluna, sorry. This is tough. Both Pokemon clutched up. Yeah, both living on a sliver, that's so stressful. Trick him again without worrying of Calyrex Astral Barrage. Unless they double Lunala. Yeah, maybe? Swap an Incin, get Trick Room back up. If Trick Room goes back up, that's really good, but... Unless Ogerpon just crits... Oh! Spiky Shield? Lunala could spy the double. I think it does, but I don't know if there's crits. Oh my gosh. Was it Trick Room? It was Trick Room, oh my god. That's it, right? Never punished. Wow. Why did Ogerpon protect? Should have cudgeled. Yeah. I guess so.
One of the scariest Pokemon in this format with the full turns of Trick Room to potentially take advantage of here. Looking bleak for Marco, and it looked like Federico could once again defeat him.
Getting two Trick Rooms up. Pick up the Ogerpon and move Ice Beam. I think so.
It is untouchable in this position, and it is free to go for whatever it wants to do. Calyrex knows it can't do anything right now. It's going to protect itself while Lunala covers for an offensive attack from that Calyrex. That means it's all about
interesting.
Knock off the Hearthflame Ogerpon.
If anyone get out of it, it's Marco, but I don't know. That last turn was just Marco played it misread.
Is going to defeat Marco Silva once again.
Nothing he can do here now.
I'm back with the dirt. It's over. Getting Trick Room up a second time, it might just be over. I mean, Big Terra Dark. But then, do we think that I saw the Terra Dark and clicks Moonblast? Did he still Sash? It's not Sash. It's Life Orb, Callie. That's not Life Orb anymore. And there's still Luna in the back. Even if these Mons went down, there's still Ursaluna and Trick Room in the back. GG's. Federico wins Miraidon 1. Okay, I think it's really cool that Miraidon Lunala won the first and now the last, other than Worlds, major of Regulation I. And yeah, I think the distribution should be Fede's Ursaluna. Because he can't be the Lunala. Even though the Lunala was definitely the MVP. Not Ivy cudgeling that, yeah. Definitely probably should have attacked with both Mons that turn. I agree.
Incredible victory there for the young trainer from Italy. His first international championship, his first in the Masters division.
I'm hyped for that. That's what I wanted to happen. I mean, Marco's an incredible player, but we already knew that. He already got one IC. I like to see someone who doesn't have the title yet get it. Efree, good Ursa, sounds mad nice. Yeah, I wonder if it's min speed. And they're roommates. Yeah, y'all, the lore, like the storyline on this finals is crazy. Because these two players literally traveled to this tournament together and were roommates for the weekend. That'd be interesting.
There we are. Congratulations, Fetty. You take down one of your best friends, your teammates, your fellow countrymen. I need to know, was there a truce last night? Was there no Pokemon discussion at all?
There's not been a lot of discussion, like we have been joking a bit on how the final could have been. We already know that the matchup could have been kind of roulette of 50-50s mind game, so we knew what we would have played. We knew what we were going to play.
Yeah.
We woke up at like...
The roommates, the two finalists of this tournament, plus the reigning world champ, were rooming together. That's crazy. The amount of Pokemon skill in that Airbnb.
I was really nervous going into that also because it was my first finals in Masters in an international. So yeah, I just have to still process everything, but it feels great. It feels great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely understandably nervous. A player of Marco's caliber, your first international championship in the Masters division, and I think that matchup, especially game 1 and 2, the wide guard reads on your end. You could see in Marco's face, he like kind of did a little.
Who won that mirror?
He wasn't expecting it. So
Isaiah, the American player, won the TCG finals.
Setting up Trick Room multiple times, wide guarding perfectly on so many different times. Did Lunala feel like the most valuable Pokemon to you?
Yeah, it's definitely the one with the highest amount of options in the
They stayed in a hotel. Airbnb. It's really the housing spot in New Orleans. Hopefully stayed in a hotel. Actually, I stayed in a hotel when I went to New Orleans. But I didn't know that. Good to know.
Starting to see maybe what would have been his reaction. And fortunately, I got the most mind games right. Game 2, I would probably won without that crit, but
Blue Chair Belly, NAIC champion, and one of the players of today in one room. Yeah. Current world champion, most recent world champion, NAIC champion, and LAIC champion in one room. Stayed in Simultaneity last year, and Kelch was there. Cool. Did you talk to him?
A lot, and that's also why we didn't have too much Pokemon discussion and too much practice, because we knew that it was everything to play here. There was not too much to play in the game planning phase, because we just already knew pretty well everything about the other team and how the matchup worked.
All right, and then so last one for you. Once you go celebrate with your friends.
Do you want to bug him? That's fair.
Shout outs now as an international champion. Everyone's looking to you for advice. So any shouts, friends and family that helped you get this far?
Yeah, sure. First of all, huge shout out to my team, Novo Esport, and all my friends from Il Server and Il Sax, especially those ones who were just right there. And big shout out to Luca for helping me.
The best player I met at an event hotel.
And, through just my entire journey with this team.
I don't know that I've run into anybody in an event in a hotel.
Able to reach this without him. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't open up the fish chat with the Where's Wolf, When's Wolf bots. True. Keely ladder against Lunala Maridon.
Community was always really supportive.
That's
it.
There we go. Viva
yeah.
Congratulations, Federico.
I hope he posts his paste. Actually, I have a few friends on Lunala Maridon though, as well.
Let's keep the excitement rolling for our juniors and seniors.
I meet them at Tri-State Locals in New York.
So we're gonna get our juniors finals.
Fun coming here and analyzing with you all. I'm glad. I'm glad that y'all enjoy watching events here with me when I am able to on stream. It's a lot of fun for me.
What a fantastic.
We're going right into juniors now.
Time to turn our attention to the juniors. I am here with Jose, who is Joaquin's father.
What was up day one? I knew something about day.
Isaac's father and brother.
Because of all the people adjacent him with the 1-1 tables. Yeah, he had a tough run, like 2-2 to 5-2, but then lost the win and in.
On top of his brother Ismail, who won LAIC and got to
Can't win them all.
What's it been like to travel all over the world?
TCG took 6 hours and all 3 VG finals be like 25 minutes.
Very great experience. I can't believe that we.
Hi Keely, Lunala Maridon, Strongest Soldier. I'm not Lunala Maridon, Strongest Soldier though.
I feel very grateful.
I was an Ice Rider believer.
Felt during this year.
That's awesome. So much fun to get to go to all these fun places and play a fun game that we love. Jose Joaquin has also had a very successful year so far. 2 regional champions.
5-3 is my best. I would be stoked to go 5-3 because I still have yet to go positive at an event. But obviously, like, different players are gonna have different standards for themselves based off of your past results and stuff.
I haven't seen much other than the convention centers and the hotel rooms, but it's been really.
Oh, you are right, the Strongest Soldier. I understand. It's
been amazing, and you know, can't say enough about it.
Of course. Now
watching the junior senior masters more than masters, it's fun because it's different. We don't usually get to see them, right? So I feel like it's an exciting part of Internats is getting to see some of the junior seniors matches. Ooh.
What was that like on Isaac? How is it?
Karidon Terapagos versus Maridon Shadow Rider. Maridon Shadow Rider. That is offense.
The UK player, I told them just believe in you, continue to
Whimsicott, my beloved. Whimsicott was on Fede's team too. Whimsicott just won Masters. It played it came out in game 1.
So I told him believe in you and continue to play, and it's gonna get it if you continue like this.
And how about Joaquin?
Yeah, he'd been in this position before, and you know, he'd found a way through and been successful and made it to finals. So it wasn't anything new to him. So
Junior C teams was interesting, yeah.
Battle at a time, one set at a time, and he took care of it and got here.
Well, that's awesome. We're about
Seniors in particular, like they're taking names in Masters next year. Yeah, it's fun to see the seniors because like those are kids that we're gonna be competing against soon when they age up.
I want to
Less mirror matches, that's true.
really because that's their first final in IC is gonna be a very great.
These kids are so small.
tournament, So shout out to both of them.
Mhm.
That they would just have a very nice game, both of them.
Ismail, anything you want to say to your brother?
Seeing someone using Crown at Vancouver watching around, that's fun.
You, Jose.
Yeah.
Did one VGC tournament NAIC 2024. Ended up 3 wins, 4 losses, and dropped to go to my Pokemon Center time slot. Oh my gosh, I was there. I was there. I went 4-5.
Well, thank you so much, Jose, Khalil, and Ismail. It is time for the Junior Division Finals at NAIC. Lewin Lin take
Rally Tour's been on Crown Mountain for like a full year. Was he still on that on Crown this tournament? No, I don't remember. I know he was on Ride-On. I know I watched him on stream, but I don't remember his team. The dad of his on Father's Day. Oh yeah.
Pretty fun match. Two competitors who, like you heard, had to fight back from 2-2 on day one to get all the way to this point, fighting through that top 8 bracket and into the finals.
Yeah, the resilience and endurance that these young trainers have had to go through to get to this point is absolutely incredible. And you can take an overview of their top cut bracket here as well.
Yeah, you can see in that top 8 round that Joaquin actually beat
My team's better.
Ismail in the top 8, and so there's a little bit of revenge angle here too.
And you can see that camaraderie and family unity from the interview with Jake just now. So I know that
Wait, this is similar to what this kid's running,
Ishmael certainly will be rooting
but
for
he's a
his brother.
Chiyu.
But again, taking a look at some of these matches, you know, Joaquin had a 2-0 victory.
Oh, that's not the right one.
2-0 victory. Now coming into the finals, you've got to be feeling confident there.
Tropicals on my team.
In just 4 games to get all the way to the
I'm not the biggest Tropicals fan, but this doesn't look like Tropicals balance. This looks like offense with Tropicals, so that's okay.
Maybe a little bit more of a difficult match against Theo in the semi-finals, but now 2 incredible Pokemon trainers who have lots of accolades under their belts as well. You know, these are trainers who have been in multiple finals, have been able to claim.
I'm Ride-On with the Ice Rider. This was Chiyu though instead of Hearthflame, which is cool. That's like my Reg G team was Chiyu instead of Hearthflame.
Level, but now doing it at the international championship. The family has been there. Isaac has seen his brother up on stage at the other 2 international championships this season, and so
Well, yeah.
his moment up
This is just my Reg G team, Loki, except with Ice Rider, or sorry, Shadow Rider instead of Urshifu. She was Hyper Offense Supreme. I know, Chiyu Ride-On is so fun. I love it.
Putting it onto the juniors to carry that through.
Toronto Regional Champion, San Antonio Regional Champion, Louisville Regional Finalist, Atlanta Regional Finalist, Stockholm Regional Champion, Birmingham Regional Champion, Gdansk Finalist, Seville Champion. That's all this year.
They can get up past this.
Juniors are crazy.
And again, an
Like the two on the left.
Joaquin winning Toronto.
The one on the left is super different from anything I've seen. I don't even know how.
Being a finalist in Louisville and Atlanta.
I don't know how it
Such a
plays.
prestigious amount of accolades to have in the regional side of things. Isaac as well, Stockholm Regional Champion, Birmingham Regional Champion, finalist in Gdansk, Seville Champion as well.
Oh gosh, I'm yawning.
These trainers are the best.
This kid has figures. People usually have plushies. He's got Ride-On and Pegos little figures. That's neat. It's different. Gotta represent the team.
You couldn't ask for a better final, and I know a lot of our juniors and seniors in particular have been battling out this whole season looking towards Anaheim, but they have to get through the North American International Championships first. Let's take a deeper dive on Joaquin's team here. We've already spoken a little bit about the Terrapagos, but there's a lot of beautiful synergy
Midway.
between the Fluttermane and the Koraidon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of 2 different pairings put together.
Life Up Ride-On. A Komodo shirt? That's cool too.
Support buy time for Calm Minds and set up, while Corona can provide Rage Powder support to also help get those Calm Minds set up. But then you have the option.
Ludala. I think Ludala is very good in double restricted. Yeah.
Fluttermane going. Fluttermane with its photosynthesis speed boost from the sun provided by Koraidon will be the fastest thing in this match, which can really help fight back against those big attackers on the other side.
Particularly if you have that Terra, Stella, Terrestrial.
Morning Sun, Volcarona.
That additional bit of damage with Shadow Ball or Moonblast, depending on what you might need to take down Pokemon on.
Interesting. I mean, makes kind of sense on the Sun team. Healing. Taunt Instant I think is good. I think the Taunt is such a strong move, especially in like an offense team where you don't want to let Trick Room go up.
Yeah, talking about pressing big ass, you have Choice Specs Miraidon, Choice Scarf Chiyu, and Focus Sash Calyrex. Those are 3 huge attackers that have the potential to put out
Huge offense.
You have some
With face cam, yeah, I was a little bit late.
as well. The Friggraph can stop the priority moves fake out on the other side, and the Iron Hands just gives a nice bulky Pokemon that you can switch to at any moment.
Well, let's get into it, Pokemon trainers. Give it up for our juniors in their grand final.
All right. Whimsicott Miraidon and Pegosrilla.
For Joaquin, and on the opposing side, it's that adorable little Whimsicott paired up with the ferocious Miraidon.
Well, we weren't sure what mode we'd see first, but it's that
Honestly, Whimsicott's a big nuisance here with Encore.
opportunity for Calm Mind is here, and the other thing with Rillaboom out on the field.
Yeah, it's set up Pegos.
The electric train on the other side. Miraidon immediately not hitting quite as hard, but you have to be a little bit careful. Tropicos can still end up vulnerable with the Whimsicott on the other side. It has fake tears, can undo Calm Minds faster than you can set them up.
Oh, fake tears.
The damage Miraidon or a special attacker can deal with those fake tears, but Miraidon getting out of there saying, I want to set up my electric train and have my Hadron engine activated.
Switch and fake out? You don't need Encore to fake out either, though. You'd have to hard swap. Ooh.
Target down into that opposing Terapagos, setting up for a special attacker to sweep through later on. Rillaboom, however, also goes on the offensive, but on the physical
Damage
side,
into Whimsy.
Whimsicott, just doing a little bit of damage, and maybe if there had been a switch.
And Terra Starstorm, just a double, yeah.
But Terra Starstorm is the double up.
He's very threatened by Whimsicott.
Strong play on the first turn here, just recognizing that Whimsicott is a problem, and the fastest way to get rid of Whimsicott is to use that resisted move in Woodhammer along with Terra Starstorm.
Yeah, the Encore is very scary for sure.
Now, get the KO on Whimsicott and get rid of that problem on the other side. Now, whether it's the speed that you don't have to worry about the tailwind on the other side, or no more fake tears coming into Terapagos, a huge swing on turn 1 in Joaquin's favor.
Love that little nod of confidence Joaquin gave to the crowd then as well. He knows that was a fantastic play, getting rid of what could be a very problematic Pokemon. You still have
Watch the players pop off.
on your Terapagos, but something like a switch out can reset that easily.
Right, Terapagos.
That's not Miraidon.
Out in order to get rid of those drops.
Silveroy.
Able to fight even in this position, not especially threatened by Calyrex. Immediately doesn't have to worry about.
Wait, is Chiyu's name in French? Yu?
Looking pretty vulnerable here. Has the fire
Is Encore Cali as well? I'm not sure.
coming back in against it.
And an unusual choice on the Calyrex. This one is rocking Encore as well. So
Oh,
Terapagos isn't
the caster says yes.
like a Calm Mind if you're then going to be locked into it and not able to deal the damage out on the field. So it's just going for a protect here, playing a little bit defensively. Joaquin maybe scouting out what the Hiii wants to lock in with.
Heat Wave, is that Heat Wave gonna miss?
Both the opposing Pokemon, it's only going to
Nope, it's gonna connect on the Rillaboom.
deal a significant amount of damage with that Assault Vest.
No burn.
Really helping keep it in the game. Almost
You, my kitty patootie. I love that little fish.
Right, Terapagos protects itself through the turn, and crucial that it wasn't the Astral Barrage. While Rillaboom took a ton of damage on this turn, being able to flee into the back and then come out later means that both it can answer the electric train in the future and provide one more fake out. So very crucial for Joaquin that it managed to survive the turn. And you can see, looking at these two Pokemon in the back, why it wasn't easy to switch out of that position. You don't want your Koraidon.
My little hydrogen bomb. You have to swap. Yeah, so Pegos just protected in front of a Calyrex that could click Encore.
Looking pretty threatening here.
But if you swap Koraidon in here, now Fluttermane gets Photosynthesis boost and moves first. Flutter Shadow Ball, switch a Koraidon, kill Calyrex. We'll see if the Calyrex allows that to happen, but yeah, he could protect. If do you guys think this swap was too obvious?
To the Fluttermane, that Photosynthesis boost is going to activate, making its speed, as you said, Len, the fastest thing on the field. The Koraidon, however, could potentially be...
It does protect.
You have to contend with what the Chiyu is going to be capable of dealing with. Calyrex wisely protecting in the face of a potential Shadow Ball coming.
Okay, he was a Shadow Ball. Yeah, you read that move perfectly.
On the sun in the sky, trying to get some damage on the ball. We know the focus on that Fluttermane.
Ooh, Fluttermane lives on 12. No Heat Wave burns.
Definitely not insignificant damage, but it's something
You have to protect there.
I think there's a really interesting decision to be made now. Fluttermane can likely go on the offense against Calyrex again. It's already protected last turn.
Yeah, does Calyrex have to swap now?
A lot of damage on this turn, and if, meanwhile, that
I don't know.
a chance to attack until after Fluttermane. So if you want to stop it and get the KO back, Koraidon will have the open window into Chiyu on the other side.
Calyrex swap out, and then hope that Heat Wave connects and picks up the Fluttermane so that Calyrex is the fastest thing again. Ooh, just an Icy Wind. No swaps.
That's going to counteract some of the advantage that the Choice Scarf has been given to that Chiyu, as well as enabling the Koraidon.
It's Flare Blitz. It's Flame Charge for even more speed control.
Get the knockout.
So much speed switching there. The Icy Wind dropping Chiyu down and also dropping Calyrex down. So that Flame
The kid playing Koraidon is smiling so big.
Koraidon.
We said this earlier, there's great synergy amongst these Pokemon, and they're showcasing.
And Koraidon misses the Heat Wave. Double Heat Wave miss.
Out of the way, a fantastic fantastic turn here for Joaquin.
Already looked very difficult for Isaac.
Double heat wave miss.
They're down 2 Pokemon 4-2, but that heat wave miss on both Pokemon really
Tough.
makes things difficult now because Miraidon will hit the field, set electric terrain, but Rillaboom is still in the back to undo that. And
Icy wind.
about the speeds here. Both
Close
Miraidon
combats.
will move before either of Miraidon or Chiyu. So a lot of damage is coming back. The Miraidon looks very vulnerable. Has the choice spec.
That turn like completely flipped the game on its head.
So it's easy.
I think I'm gonna double miss heat wave. You probably.
Yeah, well, Kima's done a beautiful job of setting up the speed control in his favor in this match. Chiyu going to take a change of type here and turning into a ghost, just putting itself into a position to maybe try.
I don't know. I was watching juniors. Yeah.
Going for the protect, scouting out what this
Hyper offense.
with its choice specs. Fluttermane also going for the protect. I think this is a really
I haven't missed this happen. I know.
Just trying to identify
Mirai hooks.
to play this next turn. It's going to be the Electro Drift. That makes sense. It hits pretty hard. You've got the
Are we trying to wait out sun?
and the Chiyu, obviously, we know it's going.
If I hit this,
Joaquin has learned where the Terastallization has been spent. It was the last bit of defense available, and it could have been spent on either of Miraidon or Chiyu. But now that it's been used, you know that you can go out on the offense with Fire into Chiyu, or Ghost into Chiyu, and get good damage. And meanwhile, you know that Miraidon will stay weak to Fairy and stay neutral to fighting, so it's easier to find your targets on this turn.
Yep, Fluttermane now kind of has its pick of the litter. It can go for the Moonblast into the opposing Miraidon, or it can even go for that Shadow Ball down into the Chiyu. You also have the power of that Koraidon, you know, being able to hit incredibly hard. Something like a Flare Blitz.
I feel like at this point Isaac's just thinking about game 2. Like there's no
Also an excellent choice. Miraidon.
there's no outs here.
That Pokemon is out of there. Koraidon versus Miraidon, and Koraidon comes out on top. What?
Shadow Ball Chiyu.
Just a massive KO.
Close combat Miraidon? Yeah, probably.
Pokemon into the other one-hit KO. Miraidon down.
Oh my goodness, just seeing that absolutely go down, and I think Chiyu's gonna possibly with the Shadow
That's a
Ball.
devastating game. 4-0.
Well, making Fluttermane shine bright. Game 1 is gonna go to Joaquin.
The whole point of life where we're scaling the KO Miraidon.
Really all started with that
Makes
turn
sense.
one play. Because what was crucial in that game 1 was the speed advantage landing in Joaquin's favor. And the reason the speed advantage was able to persistently land in Joaquin's favor is because Wintercut went down on turn 1 and could not
Breathing a sigh of relief.
catch the speed that Chiyu and Miraidon and Calyrex up over the level that Joaquin had.
I feel like Joaquin was constantly cognizant of what the
These kids are the ones that bully me on ladder.
Let's
Yeah,
not let
probably.
Tailwind go up here. And then bring in the Fluttermane with the Koraidon switch in to enable that speed boost was absolutely masterful. Following up with that Icy Wind to enable the success of this Koraidon that also went for that Flame Charge to get a speed boost as well. Just meant that constantly the offensive pressure was overwhelming from that side of the
I
field.
wonder how Isaac adjusts. Like I feel like Whimsicott is so good in this matchup, but
Always moving first at that phase of the game, of course, was helped by
Joaquin knew that Whimsicott is good, which just took it out turn 1 so that it couldn't be that nuisance thread.
Positioning at the beginning, going for that fake tears and really
Farfa Dubé is great. I love the Pokemon names in other languages.
able to carry through that match.
There's always an out, which I like to call playing to stupidity, but in finals is really gonna happen. Oh yeah, there is always an out. Even if your out is that your opponent misplays or gets a DC, it's still technically an out.
again, and you got to be a little bit weary that that could happen. But now Whimsicott actually
Whims Mariah, at least a Rillaboom Flutter always.
Exactly, and you have the Whimsicott potentially
I don't know.
something like that Tailwind. It is carrying that covert cloak, so it doesn't even have to worry about a potential fake out, slowing it down in play. It's going to be interesting then for Miraidon, because possibly it's going to be the fake out target.
I don't love leading Miraidon against Rillaboom when you just immediately lose terrain.
crucial speed competitions are happening. The Tailwind may have expired, so no, just a fake tears at first. You have to make sure that the Tropicos doesn't run away with Calm Mind.
Miraidon tries to follow up with the Draco Meteor. It is
Oh.
going to come down into the Tropical.
I thought that was a Draco miss.
Obviously,
Um,
Terra Shell, it's going to be not very effective, but it's
but it was a Terra Shell. Ooh, that did a lot of damage.
goes to hang on as the Rillaboom is able to retaliate with that Wood Hammer. We saw in game 1 how the double up was able to remove this Whimsicott.
And like, yeah, Whimsicott just dies again. Like, is that worth it? I don't know.
Crucial turn 1 KO.
I don't know if it is.
This time, Isaac
If it didn't even get the knockout, I don't know if it's worth.
and the Draco Meteor to
Because like with leftovers and grassy terrain, this Pegos is gonna heal back up a lot of that damage.
bit of amplification onto the Draco Meteor, but instead Tropicos
Poor Farfa Duvet, so true.
Draco Meteor, and even at -2 special defense, withstand that attack and fire off the one crucial
Pictures, Draco, Tornado's wild, yeah. It's a huge commitment.
and at -2 special attack, offering less
Bring Chiyu in, switch into your Pokemon on the back.
Breathe a little easier, I think. think as well, as you said, the Hadron engine is switched off. You have lowered your special attack, and there is an assault vest
Yeah.
opposing Rillaboom, so it can sit pretty comfortable in the face of the Miraidon. The Chi-Yu, however, that's something it has to contend with. Something like the Heat Wave can come through. It can get the knockout onto the Terrapagos, but we already know that Rillaboom can contend with one of those, particularly when the Koraidon's not on the field, giving it that cheeky sun boost. We are going to see the Calyrex.
Except, Isaac doesn't have any bulky Pokemon.
Maybe to try and get some terrain control a little bit later on, and Joaquin preserving that Terrapagos in the back as well. Fluttermane joining.
Yeah, you're reading them like reading it like a book.
It could be breaking that focus sash. It does go for it, but
Oh my gosh, Heat Wave missing the Rillaboom. This is devastating. I get the burn on Fluttermane.
Affect it on the offensive pressure side of things, but it will start counteracting that grassy terrain in play.
A few crucial
Missing the Rillaboom is really tough.
Has its focus sash broken, and the Calyrex Shadow on the other side does not have its focus sash broken. The U-turn landing into Chi-Yu instead just puts a little bit of damage there. It means the Calyrex will be able to withstand an attack. That means despite the speed advantage being
Yu's gonna be hated by this kid for a bit. Yeah.
Calyrex might feel a little bit
Gotta hit your Heat Waves.
That's very true, because you can see the setup that we've got going on here. Koraidon back on the field, boosting up the photosynthesis.
You think they double up Chi-Yu here because Calyrex can protect?
Again, going for something like the Icy Wind.
You don't think it's an Icy Wind?
Definitely can deal a huge amount back with that Astral Barrage.
Icy Wind still the threat though. Can drop the Calyrex speed down below the Koraidon. And
Yeah, I feel like it's always an Icy Wind.
Massive fire attack in the sun here. So the Icy Wind will also mean that the Koraidon moves before the Chi-Yu as well. So getting both attacks off before your opponent.
I think the Koraidon is in a prime position to get some big
High horsepower flashbacks. We love moves that can miss.
Something like a Flare Blitz is going to be dealing devastating damage into the opposing Calyrex, and I think the Chi-Yu as well isn't going to appreciate it. Fluttermane
Icy Wind breaks Sash. This is so tough.
But of course, the critical thing is this secondary
Critical
attack,
hit.
lowering the speed and enabling Koraidon to be in a position primed to get a knockout. And
Switch to close combat and Ice Rider. Yeah, I think close combat Ice Rider is good.
Flame charge because it wants to capitalize on trying to get its speed up.
I feel aren't running Clear Amulet as much. Clear Amulet, while it's really good into like Incineroars and stuff, when you're playing a team against a team that doesn't have Incineroar, your Clear Amulet Pokemon basically just doesn't have an item. So a lot of people are opting for an item that is useful in all matchups, even if it makes your Incin matchup worse, instead of something that just makes your Incin matchup better, but like means you basically don't have an item in all other matches. If that makes sense.
The other crucial change is that now Koraidon has received the speed boost from Flame Charge. That will mean that it moves before either the Miraidon or the Calyrex on the other side.
Yeah, no, Isaac can't swap anything to reset that speed drop.
Nope, expect that Meanwhile, Rillaboom also hitting the field again can put fake out pressure into Miraidon.
Lorb Koraidon kills an Incin without Intimidate.
Or just a close combat in Miraidon.
You have the second restricted, that's true.
The speed advantage and turn advantage for Joaquin at this point.
And once again, Rillaboom
Fake outs, flame charges. This is so over.
the slow one able to reset it over the top. So Hadron Engine is going to be deactivated for the remainder of this set. You have to watch out though for the Calyrex. If it is able to go for the Astral Barrage, I feel like the Koraidon could be in danger.
Yeah, if it can manage to sneak one in somehow, it will be so much damage, but it's hard to see how Isaac finds that window to get.
It didn't do much, but it did. While it didn't do anything offensively, it was a threat, and it was enough of a threat for Isaac to spend his turn one Fake Tears Draco Meteoring it, like, in an attempt to take it out. So even just existing as like a scare tactic was useful. Because then Whimsicott just got to die. He just got to kill Whimsicott.
This time probably means that one of these two Pokemon gets to attack. You can try to get Miraidon damage down into Koraidon, maybe with something like a double protect from the Calyrex Shadow. If that's where the targeting goes, there's a path back into this.
I think as well the Koraidon in a prime position to just go for that close combat.
So it did do something.
Miraidon and remove it from play. You then just have to see if the Rillaboom can deal enough to this opposing Calyrex.
Attempting a double protect. You have to respect his cake and snowball. Yeah, absolutely. Leading Cali Wims could have been better lead into this. Maybe, yeah, like something that's just automatically faster. I don't love leading Miraidon when it's Rillaboom and automatically losing your terrain. It never feels great for me, but a lot of people do it, so like I don't think it's objectively bad, but it's just not my preferred lead.
The restricted goes down and that terrestrialization Pokemon is no more utilized for Joaquin. We know that the Terrapagos can come back in. It's not going to be able to deal too much damage, but this is a beautiful play. You are able to switch out, forcing Rillaboom to come back in thanks to the Koraidon going down, which means you've got Fake Out in play once
Ugh.
again. You know the Miraidon cannot protect.
Right, Miraidon
That's
cannot
tough.
protect himself from Fake Out, so we'll take that little bit of damage, but then we'll crucially flinch. Buying the Tropicos the free turn to either set up with Calm Mind and maybe...
I don't think Rilla can kill. I mean, you have Fake Out Starstorm, and then...
Unboosted, the Miraidon will not be able to take many of them.
Yes, Miraidon looking in a very
Yeah, I think winning another Fake Out here is vital. And it's Earth Power Pegos too. The Miraidon Mirror Match. Mirror matches are always tough.
Deal detrimental damage to this opposing Miraidon.
Here comes the Fake Out. Should be the Earth Power afterwards. It's going to be damage unresponded by the Miraidon.
Yep, Earth Power is able to follow up.
Yeah, it doesn't pick up, but...
It's not going to be enough to get the KO in this turn. The sun does go from the sky, but critically that grassy terrain is in play. That does give
Rillaboom is full.
like a grassy glide.
I think that's it.
Damage to pick up the KO, but you can also wood hammer and just go for the
And that kid knows it. He's like...
first, but can you find the damage? Maybe against Tropicos, but it's going to be close. Tropicos such a bulky Pokemon.
Checkmate, yeah. 2v1.
The resistance and lack of electric terrain, the Rillaboom will
Oh, no. Sorry, this is juniors. So yeah, there's still seniors to come after this.
Down to this particular turn. Miraidon able to move first, does go for the Electro Drift and find its mark down into the Rillaboom, but the Assault Vest really paying off, keeping it in the game.
That was a crit.
Hit, though. Such a valiant effort coming through from Miraidon, but the Wood Hammer comes
Yeah,
seals the game.
the Wood Hammer's enough.
Takes the title in the junior division to
That was juniors. Koraidon Pegos. Cool team. Very cool team. Well played. Y'all. I need to watch them again. Drinking water. Before the last game. So I'm gonna take a quick BRB. It's also been almost an hour, so Twitch wants to run an ad. So I'm gonna let the ad play before we go in. Wait, is it showing this? Both pictures with the same kid. Is that what it's supposed to do? So we need to see Volk. Yeah, I guess it's just not a Volk matchup. But alright, I'm gonna be RB. Well, I'll keep watching this though.
It bought the window to just KO Whimsicott and seize the speed advantage.
Wait, that's not what I wanted to hide. BRB.
A valiant battle in a fantastic grand finals that both our trainers were able to showcase for us. I really like seeing the way that the Calyrex and the Miraidon, two Pokemon we've spoken about so much, were able to still show what they've got here in a grand finals, as well as the little Whimsicott.
The little Whimsicott tried to do its best, kept Tropicos in check, but ultimately never got those tailwinds off.
Exactly, and I think it's enough from us for the moment. I think it's time to go hear from our junior division champion. Joe, take it away.
All right, Joaquin, congratulations. You are NAIC champion. Just a couple months ago, we talked to you as San Antonio regional champion. Now it's international champion. How do you feel?
This feels incredible.
Yeah, I mean, you played incredibly, honestly. Everyone was super excited with your level of skill, matching Koraidon with Fluttermane, punishing the Chi-Yu for that Terra Ghost typing. Were you always using this type of core? Have you always been a big Koraidon fan? Or what inspired you to use Koraidon here this weekend?
I've always loved Koraidon, and I actually started with Terrapagos just because it was so strong into the current meta. And then Koraidon is just such a good offensive piece to pair it with for bad matchups, for when it's a bad matchup for Pagos like that. I can't set up Pagos. There's Encore, Calyrex Shadow.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you got to use a different Pokemon. Yeah, but you did bring all 4 of the same Pokemon in both of those games. Was this something that you'd planned with your friends and family going in? You knew what the perfect 4 were, or were you making in-game adjustments, deciding that was the best team to win?
I worked with my coach, Chris Hahn. After top 4, we practiced for like 2 hours. We learned that was the most optimal way to approach the matchup, and that lead was the lead we prepared the most for, and
Okay, and then also I gotta know, we saw your face. How cool did it feel when you dodged those Chi-Yu attacks?
It was very funny and very good. It basically guaranteed my win. I was planning on sacrificing Fluttermane and then getting Rillaboom in just to fake out and attack with Koraidon, but I mean, it missed, so never needed to do that.
Exactly. All right, Joaquin, last one for you. You got any shout outs? You talked about your coach, any friends, family that have helped you on your journey as NAIC champion?
Shout outs to my my coach Chris Hahn, he has been just such a huge help with this. He's supported me and he's practiced with me, and thank you, Chris. And my friends, my friends and family watching right now.
Yeah, awesome. Give a round of applause. NAIC champion Joaquin Roquette. All right, let's get excited for our final match here in New Orleans this weekend. Our seniors finals. It's Isaac Moreira versus Apollo Stevens. This way. Great job.
All right, it's our final match of the day, our senior division finals, and I am joined by friends and family of both of our finalists here, and this crowd is already hyped up for this incredible matchup, and so am I. But I can't be any more excited than the man to the left of me, Don Paul.
Hello.
Congratulations. This is Apollo's first
We're
tournament
back.
ever, and now he's in the finals of the International
Chris Hahn is his coach. Is that what he said?
Best Father's Day.
I didn't know that he coached. That's cool.
Absolutely. I can't even begin to imagine how proud you are of Apollo. But
That's cute.
We'll have to defeat Isak, and Julio, Isak, I know, has worked
Ditto.
really hard for this. How has he gotten here? What has it been like to see Isak grow? And
Any with seniors is interesting. When I had what happened logistically.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, I think it's because not one but both of the Masters finalists had flights, the same flight to catch, so they rearranged it for them.
It's gonna be intense. Do your best.
Do your best. Have
But I think it's kind of sad because a lot of people like just care about Masters, so they'll sit there to watch juniors and seniors. But because they did Masters first, a lot of people, it sounds like, watched Masters and then left. So they're like giving out card packs and stuff to people who stayed around to watch because not as many people did. But it also, the whole thing started later than it was supposed to, like for VGC, because the TCG and Go took so long. Like, closing ceremonies was scheduled to start 23 minutes ago. I wish seniors division was retired people.
My name is Rosemary Kelly, and I'm joined by Jake Muller, and it is so exciting to be here after such an
Seniors the best games. They actually still like moves in time.
Day of competition too. We've had so many fantastic finals matches on Championship Sunday, and it is time to crown our last champion. It will be either Isak or Apollo, who have fought through a long competition to get here. Bunch of 2-0s here on this bracket.
Never seen timer still on seniors.
Their way through this top cup portion.
Yeah, I feel like juniors and seniors both usually play more offense than like balance or stall type teams. I love the rainbow shirt. Thank you.
North America International Champion. And this is going to be our final match that we have here on the broadcast, but please stay tuned because after this, we are going to be showing off our closing ceremony that will give you a sneak peek of some things to expect at the World Championships. So before that, though, we do have this big task on our hands. Isaac Moreira versus Apollo Stevens.
The gay shirt.
As you could hear it from their family, really excited about this opportunity. Isaac, of course, is really looking forward
The
to
sea of 2-0s in top 8 bracket. Yeah, no game 3s. I feel like juniors and seniors see a lot less game 3s, to be honest. Like, I feel like it's a lot of quick 2-0s.
Already made it to the finals. That is an incredible story.
And I loved his father being so excited about it too. Best Father's Day ever.
For sure.
A really, really fun way to support your son in this, you know, I think especially going into your first tournament ever, you probably don't
That is cute. I love seeing the supportive families.
And getting all the way to the finals here just makes it such an amazing experience that they get to share together. Of course, Isaac does stand in his way. Isaac has been in a major final before.
Hop up on the Koridon.
But was not
Kitty.
able to take home the victory. He did win a global challenge online though, so he has had some very, very great success.
Okay. Global challenge winner.
But you can see even at the last couple of
And wait, Apollo, this is his first thing that's on here, is being a finalist at this event. That's so cool.
A top 8 at LAIC, a top 16 at London just a couple of months ago, and now finds himself here on the cusp.
That's so impressive.
Truly call himself
It's like a family vacation. Yeah.
And for Apollo, I mean,
I think, yeah, that's so cool. Parents that travel so that their kids can play competitive Pokemon, like,
American players and
That's so cool of them.
Joseph Ugarte, and I think as you look at this team, it is a very
The Ugarte move a fairly standard team comp, and then Ditto, they're to patch bad matchups. You've got to be a really strong player to do that though. Like, Ditto can be really good if positioned well, but it can also be a liability, I feel like, if you don't position it well. Wheezing, Tazagiri, Dondozo, no, sorry. I'm rooting for the other team. I cannot root for Wheezing, Dondozo, Tazagiri.
Next to it, also the Galarian Wheezing, which looks to shut off abilities, and that Choice Scarf Chiyu.
And that's where this ability shield on the
Choice Scarf Chiyu with Ruination instead of Dark Pulse. Dragon Claw Koraidon. Interesting indeed. Also Poison Gas plus Toxic Spikes. I don't like this kid. I don't know the skills leverage Ditto. Yeah, I've never I haven't played it enough to feel comfortable with it at all.
Will be very beneficial versus the offensive pieces that Apollo has.
When my friends go top 16, so is very supportive. That's so fun. I love that.
Dragon Claw is not something we see too often. Usually it is a flame charge in that set like we saw in our juniors finals. But that Dragon Claw could come in very handy because there is another Koraidon on Apollo's team. You get to see
It doesn't mean to Astro when Weezing's in the field, which is a niche interaction. Interesting, because it would stay a normal type technically.
As the partner of choice for this Koraidon, and you can already see the difference in movesets between
CSR Pollen Puff, that used to be, I feel like that had a phase of being quite big.
I think just has to be the combination of the Koraidon alongside this jump up with the chlorophyll ability. You're able to really take advantage of the stun this Koraidon is going to set. And if 2 restrictions aren't enough for you, you've got a Ditto. You could have a third.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting though because Wheezing will be able to swap it at any moment.
Pop-up CSR, what is it? Sword Shield? I feel like I saw some people try it out in Reg G. You get to pick who you want to target transform. That's cool. That isn't cool interaction. Shiny Jump Left.
Starts here for Apollo, this jump up and this Incineroar, and Isak is going to set the sun for it with the Koraidon next to that Weezing.
Yeah, but no chlorophyll because of Wheezing.
Neutralizing gas ability does not allow any other Pokemon to activate their abilities. The ability Shield item on Koraidon does give it an exception though.
Launching him twice today. We'll see. Oh, it's Tailwind. It is not Sleep Powder. Toxic Spikes. Yucky.
For Apollo's team, as you see the toxic spikes now get laid out on the field. One of the best parts about Wheezing, of course, is gonna be able to give you the poison damage once those Pokemon switch.
This is your battle team of choice.
Because now Jumpluff does remain the fastest Pokemon on the field and can go for these crucial sleep powders.
Sleepy Koraidon.
Koraidon, it's not gonna be able to move on this turn. It does have to take that mandatory turn of sleep, which it will do just in this moment. But this Wheezing still gets a chance to do something. U-turn from the Incineroar is going to allow Apollo to also make sure that you can pivot out this
Apollo Sweep. Apollo is a cool name too.
Intimidate ability later, but more critically, you have a Pokemon.
I love Ruination Shiyu and a Grimmsnarl meta. It's a good way to be able to double for a KO. That makes sense. Yeah. It's just if you choice into Ruination, that means you're guaranteeing that Chiyu doesn't get to take any knockouts. That's okay if the other guy can.
I think those are trades you're probably willing to take, right? The Shadow Shield essentially gets broken by the neutralizing gas.
Sun God running a Sun team.
Recognize there's not a turn in this game where I'm going to be able to make use of that Shadow Shield.
Is
Now you bring it in, you're letting it get poisoned, but that was clearly going to happen anyway, thanks to this poison gas coming out from Wheezing, able to poison this flying type Jumpluff as well. Now that Koraidon has taken its mandatory turn.
Stall team with some offense. Yeah, we were just saying kids don't run stall, and then this kid's running poison stall.
The good thing, though, I think, for Isak is that he does have a couple of turns.
Hi, Belle. How are you?
Right now, I think of being one-hit knocked out, unless it does.
Like an Uber's stall team? Hi, before dawn.
But this particular Lunala doesn't have that. So that's
Belle, thank you for the hydrate.
Super worried about. You don't have to expend your Terra either because you just don't need to deal with that move. This Jumpluff, though, is going to take a reprieve as Incineroar comes back.
2 layers of Toxic Spikes might win this.
Poison as well.
Don't love that.
Spikes will be very effective.
Meteor Beam.
Meteor Beam is the attack of choice from Lunala, opting to boost its special attack by 1 stage.
Don't miss.
Power Herb item to make sure that this attack goes off in 1 turn instead of having to charge up.
And Power Beam is going to land into the Wheezing.
Does not pick up the Wheezing.
Amount of damage, but
And it gets a berry. Even if he doesn't, I'm sure if this kid in the future has made a strong impression.
Does stay asleep though, unfortunately for Isak. Now there's an even greater chance of it waking up next turn. But is Incineroar
Strange Steam. Okay, that was Strange Steam into what was a jump left, right? Yeah, berries exist. I guess Weezing can afford to run a berry. Perhaps if it doesn't turn off, if it turns off a nerve.
running out after this coming turn though. You have to wonder, you know, if you want to get that jump left back in, you're gonna find a way to get it another.
Wait, because Grimnay, Chilling Nay still work under Weezing, but does the unnerve part still get turned off? It must. It doesn't turn off unnerve? I don't know. That's what I was just thinking. I know that Grimnay, Chilling Nay still activate. Yeah, people don't really run berries in restricted formats. They're everywhere in non-restricted formats, but with Calorexes, not so much.
We do have a terrestrialization, and what a great time to use it. This Lunala did get that +1 special attack with that meteor being usage on the turn before, and being able to have this water
Koraidon woke up to protect.
Koraidon isn't going to go for that for now. Wakes up, goes for the protect, just to make sure you've bought yourself another turn.
Double protect.
Here, making sure you're not going to take a fake out.
Wanting to stall out this final turn of Tailwind, and there is no trick room from this Lunala.
Did he leave his Koraidon? We don't know what Apollo's 4th is yet.
Now your Koraidon will be able to attack next turn, and it will be in the fastest thing on the field.
I would assume it's his own Koraidon, but I don't know. What do you think it is, if not Koraidon? You think it's Ditto? I don't think it's Ursaluna, unless he goes for Trick Room, but I don't think he goes for Trick Room having brought Jump Bluff, so... Terra Fairy Heatran can hardwall Koraidon? Huh.
If Terrestrialization was still on the table, Isak may have been forced to go for a Flare Blitz into that Lunala, which could have been mitigated by a Terra Water, but now there is no more Terra Water, or there's no more ability to Terra because it's already a Water type.
And the double protect is unfortunately going to fail on the Weezing as well, but that's where this Terrestrialization
Ow.
comes to haunt this Lunala close combat. Gonna be good enough for the first knockout in this game. So
Koraidon has never run up to require Terra Fairy Heatran? Okay, also probably true.
Gets a chance to move, and it will finally land the U-turn. It would have liked to on the turn prior.
The Weezing protect there, maybe it could have gotten a little bit more done, possibly another Strange Steam for a little bit of chip damage, but the double protect, possibly hedging your bets that close combat may have just barely missed a KO on Lunala, and you really don't want to be losing that Weezing if you can help it. Having the ability to control when abilities are and are not active is the main reason why you want to be
Weezing is such a nuisance.
It's really the best thing you can do. It doesn't necessarily need to be attacking, it just needs to exist.
Koraidon. It is his own Koraidon. Thought so.
We've got this Koraidon now that's going to stare its counterpart in the face. And unfortunately, this one does not have that ability shield, so no Orichalc Impulse it can draw upon to actually really take advantage of. As Apollo also has to think pretty hard about what's going to be coming in next to that Koraidon.
I believe the sun just ended as well.
Yeah, it can be fun to brainstorm like unique text too, even if it's like not super meta relevant. Just fun. I don't know, I could be the specific player, but I could easily beat this team played poorly. Wait, which one?
So then the sun and Intimidate would go off, but looks like that's not going to happen just yet.
No, this Koraidon is going to...
The Weezing or the Jump Bluff?
For a little bit later, as the Jump Bluff now comes out in its place. One of the lead Pokemon for Apollo.
Guys, I'm so sleepy today.
Very critical to be able to get
Stall.
up for later, and it's able to come in.
Proud of Weezing.
The threat of that fake out was enough for Isak to go for a protect on both.
Yeah, I feel like I can play Koraidon Weezing, like into Koraidon Weezing generally, well, but not always. If it's well piloted, it can be hard. Jump Bluff Koraidon, Walking Wake would have been stronger G. Walking Wake we never saw a ton of. It existed, but it was never like a big pick.
Normally, but depending on training, might have been a little bit of a risky speed interaction there.
Another pivot though, so Apollo really doesn't want to make use of this Jump Bluff quite yet, and this Koraidon is going to come in to have to tank this Flare Blitz instead, and so what a great defensive pivot for Apollo to have made on that turn. But Koraidon for Isak is still getting away with
Weezing's still alive. Burned.
Gets burned, but not a huge deal since this Galarian Weezing really relies more on its special attack rather than that physical.
Nothing but G. Hello. Wait, he hasn't won regionals, but I feel like it's top cut. What was Michael Zhang's San Antonio team. I feel like he had a walking wake. Did he have a good run there? Is that what I'm thinking of? It was like Koraidon with a whole bunch of Scarlet Paradoxes.
Again, it does not have protect. Based on the jump off swapping out there, it's probably reasonable to assume Apollo thinks the jump off will in fact be slower than the Koraidon. And if that's the case,
I don't remember how well he did, but I remember that team being cool. And I feel like it had a wake.
Been able to save this terrestrialization as well, so this Koraidon can make sure it's going to be taking even less from something like a Flare Blitz from Apollo's own Incineroar, and you will not be taking as much from
We've still
Jump Fluff either. I believe the attack of choice here is that Leaf Storm. So
Isaac? Or is it Isaac, or they said it differently? Isak? He's still on leads. He's still on leads. That's crazy. Being too defensive? Yeah, and it's hard to play super defensively when your Pokemon are poisoned too, and then you're just taking damage and not dealing any. It's really tough.
For Isak's team. But now let's see this terrestrialization and how much this Koraidon.
Yeah, Wake is so cool. The concept of it being able to function in both Sun and Rain, I think, is really, really neat.
Just for good measure, going for this fire type terrestrialization, I do think Flare Blitz would have been more than enough off the bat, but let's just make sure, right?
Yes, and that's why we see Isak still playing it safe. Doesn't want to actually have too many issues if you open yourself to something like at critical hit. So this Weezing does keep itself protected. And that's going to help make sure that this ability is going to stay on the field. Jump Fluff is unfortunately going to get knocked down here with the Rage Powder redirecting that Flare Blitz. And so Jump Fluff left in this game number 1 for Apollo.
Should we want full offense target the Weezing? Yeah, I think the Weezing needed to be targeted, I agree. Like, not dealing with the Weezing is a huge issue. Letting it sit there and just be a disruption. Big problem.
It sure is. So now this Incineroar does not have a way to protect. I guess even if it did, it just gets knocked out by poison. So Isaac has successfully withheld some really important information from Apollo here. He takes a massive 4-0 victory in this first game with the 2 Pokemon he started the game with. You know what Apollo brought. You know the strategies he was trying to go for. Isaac had to reveal so.
Do you think Apollo maybe tries to lean like Trick Room mode and bring
Because when you take a look at the composition of Isak's team,
like Trick Room Lunala and Ursaluna, or maybe like you bring Ditto and try to like copy the Weezing? I don't know.
As well as looking at the
Be annoying back.
that got paired really nicely together with the combination of Beads of Ruin and the special attack output of that Calyrex.
I think given that the Weezing went straight for the Toxic Spikes on the first turn of this game, it's somewhat reasonable to assume if you're Apollo that the Dondozo and Tatsugiri were the final 2 Pokemon, because so if you're able to set up Toxic Spikes and maybe whittle away at some of the opponent's
That was such a
them in the very end.
like commanding game.
Those last 2 Pokemon are, it could have been any combination of those. Isaac has a huge advantage going into game number 2.
Wake on
Top of just the 1-0 lead.
like on Kyogre?
I mean, right out the gates here, this
True.
terrestrializes away from its immunity to those fighting type attacks and gets knocked out by this close combat from the Koraidon. And despite the fact you actually took the drop to your defense and special defense, there just wasn't enough damage on the side of Apollo's team to really whittle through this big threat. And with that ability shield,
The Koraidon Ditto, copy the Koraidon, play 2 Koraidons.
That's next to that Weezing.
That's funny.
See the speed interaction between the Koraidon and Jump Left, if I'm not mistaken. The only turn where they were both on the field without
I wonder if
was the Rage Powder, which is
he switches his leads or his order in fear of getting dittoed. Hope Apollo can switch up game 2. Yeah, I'm sure he tries. He must switch it up in some way. You gotta try to do something different, because that didn't work. So
At the very beginning of that first game.
you've gotta.
And I don't remember if the
I don't know what it is, but you've gotta try something different.
It was flinched by Fake Out, but I didn't notice if it was first or second. That's a great point.
No, I think, there's been a lot going on today, but I think you're right. I think the Koraidon did get flinched and then the Jump Left move, but yeah, you're right.
That's what I would expect, right?
We'll just really keep our eyes on it.
Turn 1 last game was Jump Left 1 for Tailwind turn 1. Is that what they're asking?
Is going to be faster than Jump Left, but again, it's just these very little things that trainers have to be aware of when they're building their teams, when they're playing these games. You know, I think if Isaac and Apollo were paying close attention, I'm sure they know at this point if the Koraidon or that Jump Left is faster, but it's going to be interesting. Do we see the jump left come back? The tailwind was important, but didn't do enough.
Lunala jump left. Right on Weezing. Okay, Isaac does the same thing.
Same leads from this game number 1 being run back for both of our trainers. Apollo, though, really needs to win this game to keep himself in this series.
Oh, it was Lunala lead? I forgot that it was Lunala lead. Dapper Troy, thank you for the follow. Wait, was it? Lunala lead? I thought it wasn't.
Again, 2 Pokemon on Apollo's
I forgot.
field, very reliant on their abilities. Chlorophyll for the speed boost on jump left, and Shadow Shield for the damage.
Yeah, Weezing needs to be dealt with.
Neither of which are active. A full power Flare Blitz could be sent that Lunala's way.
And at least, yeah,
It was instant, right? Yeah. Fake, yeah. Instant jump left. That makes more sense.
If it was the jump fluff on the receiving end of something like that, but it is tough.
Colleen Ray, hello. Welcome on in, Colleen Raiders. Jay, Doc, Ali, Colleen. I hope y'all are doing well. Hello, my name is Keely. So good to have you here. We are currently watch partying NAIC BGC finals. This is the last set of the day of the whole tournament. So it's very exciting. Colleen, I hope you're doing well. So good to see you. I appreciate you sharing community with me. It's not very effective. That does so much damage to the Ensign. Tell everyone you're the BGC master. Oh my goodness, I adore you. Brad, List, hello. Thank you for the follow. Meteor beam into the Weezing. Crit. That crit matters because that didn't kill last game, right? That's huge. Yeah, this is the last set. It's game 2. There could be a game 3. I would like to see a game 3 because I want the person that is down a game to win because I think their team is cooler.
But now that the jump off is going to be able to use its chlorophyll ability as well, you can put it to sleep. You can go for these leaf storms, which will be really helpful in getting.
Yeah, get out of here, Weezing.
Into Dondozo's weaker special defense.
Dondozo's gonna go for the protect, and
But yeah, also like I already said, if y'all don't know who it's Colleen is, please make sure to give her a follow. Wonderful shiny hunter, Pokemon streamer. Thank you so much, King. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Colleen. I appreciate that. Colleen, enjoy your emails and ad previewing. This game is going so much better for Apollo. So true, to be honest. Okay, that crit on Weezing was so impactful. My goodness. King, thank you again for the gift sub. Don't forget my language. Okay, it's just Dondozo, but now Apollo has all 4 months still alive. Need to rain in like what gets some food? Yes, absolutely. Go take care of yourself. Get something to eat. Take a break from your computer. I appreciate you tons. Oh, he doesn't play it out. He knows it's over at that point. Hey, wow. That was like the first game was so decisive one way, and the second game was so decisive the other way. Hype for game 3. Which way will it go? Wow. Lunala MVP. Honestly, yeah, Lunala pop off today.
Well, it really comes down to the fact that this Meteor Beam was able to get the critical hit into the Weezing. It was not enough for the KO in that.
Oh my gosh, she's so shocked. Yeah, they forfeited when it was down to just Dozogiri. With the cutie icy 25 static Wooper line water bottle. Yeah, I saw that too. Did you get any Pokemon Center stuff at NAIC? Anime NHL fan, hello, welcome on in, how are you?
I do think focusing on that Weezing was a really smart decision from Apollo. Of course, the critical hit made it even better, but the Weezing turning off all of your abilities was really impactful in that first game. Especially next to that Koraidon, you're going to be tempted to target that restricted Pokemon, the one that's going to be dealing all the damage.
Considering it's a good open, Vega Pressure and target. Yeah, like maybe even Instant Lunala, but I think that the jump left there was really good bait. The jump left swapping into Instant to bait out a Flare Blitz was huge, to be honest.
And
A sweatshirt, pins and lanyards, magnet for the fridge. I have a NAIC 2024 magnet on my fridge. I want to buy a magnet at Worlds to put beside it. No matter who it hit, the meter beam was crazy. And not a lot of people I feel like are running Meteor Beam Lunala anymore. It's a lot more like Electric Seed and other stuff. But clearly she still has a place. Instant Koridon. Apollo has to led different things all 3 games. Flareon Bomber Jacket and Trash Cloak Wormadam Sin Cutie. Flareon Bomber Jacket sounds cool. Oh no. He was reading for a double protect on the fake out. Self flame charge. If that worked, that was an insane play, but unfortunately it did not. And now Apollo's just down a turn and a Pokemon. That's devastating. That was almost so cool.
And so we now know all 4 Pokemon that Apollo brought to this game at number 3, and we see the terrestrialization get let loose once again onto this Lunala.
If Apollo had Terra and his Koridon, it might have been safer.
Yeah, he was. Not gonna be caught this time. It is a close combat coming through, but the jump left this time will be the target, taking not very effective damage.
You like it? Sunset Colors? Oh, probably. Okay, can we Meteor Beam crit again? Can we get so lucky? I'm afraid it's gonna miss. Okay, it's not missing. Yeah, it doesn't. See, crit mattered so much. This kid is my full support in the future? Absolutely.
Poison gas will come through and connect with both. No, not both targets. Lunala does dodge. Very fortunate.
Good dodge.
And now will not be poisoned.
But
start taking that chip damage. And I believe still at full HP. So if the Weezing is knocked out, that will be Shadow Shield.
this is just so leaning one way.
It gives you the chance to go for something like the Rage Powder, protect that Lunala even further for this.
Lunala catching up. She's trying her best. She is trying so hard to pull this off. I know, Barry. What regulation is this?
That it goes for. It's taken multiple defense and special defense drops, and with this extra special attack on this Lunala, looks like this Koridon is going to be a nice juicy target.
Okay.
Knockout here, and that's going to help to start to even.
That's good, but I don't think it's enough.
Lunala and Incineroar versus Esox's 3 final Pokemon. Poison gas hits this time around.
Poisoned Lunala plus Incineroar versus Weezing Dozogiri. I think now that Lunala is poisoned, I think the Dozogiri stall just wins. I don't know how you win this now.
We're now in a position that Dondozo loves to be in. Apollo's down to his last 2 Pokemon, especially considering this Lunala is poisoned. You're going to be able to maybe stall out some turns with Protect. Use that leftovers to get some recovery when you do take damage. Ignore the special attack boost from the Meteor Beam thanks to that unaware ability. And especially once you're able to swap in this Tatsugiri and activate Commander, it's going to be very difficult to take down Dondozo.
For Isak, it is really about that long game. As you said, the poison damage will start to stack up quite nicely over the next
bad.
turns. And with this double protect, not only do you allow that to start working, but this Incineroar also cannot go for something like that fake out, but you also can't go for something like the knockoff either.
Weezing can't freely switch either.
Or even just help make sure that this Weezing can
maybe not, but
but for now, even if this Weezing does switch out and bring this Tatsugiri in, and you get rid of
Dondozo Dozy. Okay, it is a good title. I still don't like that it's a Dondozo at all, but Dondozo Dozy is cute.
You are able to connect with that knockoff. You know, you remove the leftovers, and you can start trying to whittle away as best you can. This Weezing swapping out for Tatsugiri will activate the Commander and boost the Dondozo stats once again, but notably the Intimidate does activate on Incineroar too, so attack is now only up to plus 1. I believe it's the Wave Crush Earthquake Body Press set. So the Earthquake may be able to hit both Pokemon for some damage here. Body Press will
Need to nerf moves missing if the target is attached to the dozo. Yeah, I agree. I wish it acted like a single target move. Or like, sorry, like when the other Pokemon is fainted, if you click the wrong slot, they both go into the existing Pokemon. I wish it did the same with Dozagiri. Knock off the leftovers, but
it's still a tough road ahead.
the Lunala being poisoned really kills this, I think. She's just on a timer.
Very close to that knockout, and then a second one will do the job.
But I think you can see Isak sees the
Yeah.
end of this turn. The body press into
It's over.
is gonna be good for the knockout and leave this Lunala here for Apollo. Apollo is able to fire off one final move, guys.
Losing Koraidon on turn 1 was pretty devastating. I mean, huge crit. But Lunala is poisoned, and there's still Weezing plus a fully intact Focus Sash Tatsugiri.
We saw Pass for Win in the TCG earlier this week, and now we're gonna get Protect for Win in VGC.
No way. I was a great effort though to keep Apollo in this game to see that critical hit take out that Dondozo. But you're right that we
Yeah.
the field and protect
Double protect. Lunala just has to poison. We'll also get a World's Invite. I don't know how World's Invites, what the World's Invites are like for juniors, seniors. I know for Masters, top 4 of ICs all get auto invites. And I'm not sure about juniors, seniors, but he would have gotten a lot of points just for getting finalist. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Fantastic tournament from Apollo Stevens as well. But Isak Morera, your champion here after an incredible 3-game set.
What a great effort though by both of our trainers. Commiserations to Apollo. You
Wow.
made it to the finals of
I can't believe Weezing just won an IC.
tournament. That's crazy.
It was well played though. Still top 4? Okay, I hope so. I want that kid to be able to qualify for Worlds. I think he's got a lot of potential.
As a competitor, and yeah, what a great Father's Day.
Truly, yeah. A really great present to give your dad.
With a smiling good sportsmanship, yeah, we like to see that too. I like when players have good sportsmanship, good attitudes.
Let's go ahead and hear from Isak. He must be so proud of himself. So Joe, please take it away.
The Evil may have won, but Apollo hype set. Yeah, I'm really glad it went to game 3 and all.
Has finally been crowned our seniors division champion, Isak Morera. Congratulations. Very nervous set there. Took 3 games to get there. How do you feel as champion?
Demorou 3 jogos para você conseguir chegar.
Wait, that was Apollo's first ever tournament?
Se sente sendo
That's
campeão do
crazy.
torneio.
Cara, eu tô muito feliz. Nunca imaginei que ia estar aqui, né? E meus amigos me ajudaram muito.
That's
Preciso
crazy.
agradecer muito a eles.
He was very happy. He never believed to stay here, and the friends help you too much in this.
Now, obviously, Galarian Weezing just so huge on the team for Dondozo, for Koraidon, for everything. And that was that critical hit that got rid of it in one of the other
Top
games.
4 ICs Worlds Age Division? Heck yeah.
Next time, to meet me next time around. Did you feel as if as long as Galarian Weezing was around, you were going to win?
O Weezing de Galar é muito forte, ele é muito consistente durante a
Brazilian
partida.
spotted. Yeah, Brazilian won seniors. Italian won masters. Juniors?
Ele é muito forte nessa matchup.
I don't know.
Ele desliga a habilidade de todos e a habilidade é o mais forte deles.
Yes, the Galarian is too strong to this match. Just turn off all abilities of the other Pokemons.
I think it was the
and
American.
Just
For juniors.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely it would show how back and forth that set was between you and Apollo, your opponent. And I think one thing, both having access to Koraidon, but the different second restricted, definitely made this match so fast, hard-hitting attacks, right? Was there ever a point in Game 3 that you had felt that, oh no, maybe I made a misplay here, maybe I did this, or were you always confident once you locked in that you were going to be the international champion?
As partidas foram muito rápidas e os ataques também. Teve algum momento.
Might watch more seniors for Apollo on transfer skins. I mean, you usually can't follow the junior seniors. They don't stream most of them except for ICs and finals. ICs and Worlds they do finals, but yeah, most junior seniors matches are not available to watch on stream anywhere.
The second one. That's why.
Probably
that's why
primarily
we're
for
playing it again.
kids'
Okay. Do you have
privacy.
any shout-outs, friends, family, loved one that are
Marco
supporting
versus
you
Fed,
here on your
yeah.
Você
Very
quer
hype
agradecer
set.
quem te ajudou durante toda essa jornada?
Quero. Minha família, né? Meus amigos que estão lá no Brasil mesmo. Quero agradecer muito meus amigos que estão aqui também. O Paladino ali que fez esse plano de jogo dessa matchup inteira pra mim. Quero agradecer o povo lá do sul do Brasil. Sempre me ajudaram
Why didn't
muito.
bring Ensign? It seemed to work.
Acho que é isso.
Game 2? Wait, who?
She want to
Marco? Lunala did win in one
thank
division.
you for the him family. Your friends is over there. Paladino is over there. The friends
Aw.
From the
Lunala
south of
Murata
Brazil.
winning Masters is hype.
Yes, congratulations, Isaac Morera, our senior division NAIC champion. All right, let's go celebrate with our friends and families. We're gonna close out the show, but real quick, before closing ceremonies, head over to the lounge. Lou, Len, and Scott, take it away.
Wow, what an incredible
We're gonna watch
championship
closing
Sunday we
ceremonies
have had.
too.
We've been able to have so many epic Pokemon matches across all of the games, but I have to say the cherry on top has been the video game side of things.
All those matches were so close, could have gone either way. So some incredible play by the trainers. Couldn't have been a better way to end the weekend.
Some great back and forth in those matches. That third one, seeing the pace fly back and forth between poison stalling and just tons of damage coming out was so much fun to watch.
Lots of nostalgia as well with a lot of the teams that we've been seeing. I think we weren't too surprised by some of the restricteds, but then some of the old favorites. Asterix on there with like Dondozo, for example, coming through was really great to see, and it even took the title.
I thought we had like 6 very different teams across the VG finals. You know, sometimes these formats you see kind of dominant strategies where all the players kind of get.
Yeah, that's true. There were a bunch of different strategies featured in the VG finals. It's nice.
Players kind of choosing things that they're comfortable with, and worked out well for all these trainers. You know, win or lose today, they had an incredible run.
Yeah, even things that felt like they've been left behind a little bit, like Lunala in the Masters division, that was so popular early on in Regulation I, but had fell out of favor somewhat, was lower in our usage this weekend, but still managed to come out on top.
Yes, of course. Well, let's go back to our junior division finals, the one that Len and I were able to commentate over. And look at that bracket and see
Yeah, the
how they
Pikachu
were
waddling in
able
the
to
back, getting ready
battle
for
through.
the awards is
I
funny.
mean, incredible plays from both of them. I really have to credit the way that Joaquin was able to go 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 the whole way to the champion title.
And with such a great
2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
final, getting rid of
Wow,
that
wow.
spot on the first turn of both games to kind of decisively take the speed advantage.
I was really impressed watching where it didn't seem like super great for him on
I love
paper,
his little
but,
figures.
had a great game plan there and really kind of showed.
Oh my gosh, Isaac has that
the value of,
Dragonite.
you know, kind of taking the right
I think that's the same
lines
as my
to
Dragonite. Somewhere.
Okay,
Up
so
on my
I mean,
shelf,
taking
you
a
can't
look
see
at our
it.
junior divisions here, it's incredible to see the Pokemon plays that were made. These restricted Pokemon. Great to see Terrapagos take the title, but it wasn't just our juniors that we were able to showcase. Our senior division as well had some incredible Pokemon plays. That epic Game 3 situation where we had the slow and steady Game 1, and then Apollo had such a good strategy with the critical hits coming through. It was brilliant to see.
Yeah, this was so exciting.
Dragonite Squishmallow, cute.
By the end of that match, wasn't sure what was.
I love
was going on
Dragonite.
Top. And yeah, it was just like such a fun dichotomy between 2 different styles, right? Can't be much slower in this format than the wheezing Dondozo thing, and the other side of the field. Not only we had the boosted stats, kind of allowing for a little bit more offense, but the critical hits really sped things up there, where it became quite an exciting match.
Yeah, when Weezing went down, it was like all the brakes were removed.
Too bad we didn't get to see
Stop.
Ditto.
And it was great to see Apollo in kind of one of their first big breakout tournaments doing so incredibly well. Definitely a name to keep an eye on throughout the seniors division. But juniors, seniors, what's next is going to be our masters division. These were 2 trainers that made me feel very at home here in New Orleans with Marco Silva and Federico Camparosi battling out in an epic best of 3 set.
No North
I'm so excited
Americans
to
in
see
top
this. It's
8.
kind of the last Masters Division battle before the World Championships, where both these trainers were so good. They both played so well in the finals. Really showed us why they are amongst the best in the world.
Stacked tournament,
Those
though.
are feared names to have next to yours on the pairings board, and I thought it was also just such a fun mix of teams here, where we kind of, I think, what we were expecting with the Shadow
looks
Rider
so
and the
serious.
Sunset on one side, and then yeah, that throwback team on the other side, which wound up coming up on top.
Right, 2 of the players who will definitely be favorites to win the World Championship, showing why with how dominant they were this weekend.
And I love the storyline as well. You know, these guys aren't just fierce competitors, but they're friends and teammates as well. And the fact that they were going on this journey together, coming here to the North American International Championship, sharing a room and being able to support each other to this victory has been incredible. The whole of our top 8 was phenomenal to see as well. Players from all around the globe. We had Latin America represented. We also had Japan, lots of European players. North American,
Back to tournament.
North American players in the crowd cheering.
I like you must picture the 6th place holding the Esper. It's just right over his placement.
Yes, from almost all over the
I have
world.
that guy too.
That might put a chip on the shoulder of some North
Esper
American
sitting
players
cutie.
who'll be looking ahead to the World Championships going, we've got to update people's perceptions, got to fix that going into Worlds in Anaheim in August.
Yeah.
Definitely adds a little bit
How
of
will
fire to
NA
the belly
perform
as well
at
to
Worlds?
fuel them up, ready for Worlds in Anaheim. But I think it's time to take it to the stage. We've got some champions to crown. Evan, it is over to you.
It's just gonna be juniors and seniors, right? I feel like the Masters already left.
Do. And with that,
Didn't know who's casting
it's
that I was
sad,
playing.
everyone, but Championship Sunday is coming to a close. Don't go anywhere though, because we have so much more for you in our closing ceremony right after this.
Yippee!
First though, we have some business to attend to. We have to celebrate our finalists and champions in the Pokemon video game. We're gonna kick things off here with our Masters division. Congratulations to our Masters finalist, Marco Himanta Caludona Silva.
This is a long name.
And of course, we have to congratulate our champion for the first time, an international champion, Federico Camporisi.
Yay!
But that's not all.
Quadruple name, yeah.
Congratulations to our video game junior finalist, Isaac Ogi.
It's not. It's awkward pictures. Yeah, they had a flight to catch. To play their game and get right out of there.
And please, a round of applause and congratulations to our video game junior champion, Joaquin Roquette.
Yay!
Now, please join me as we move on to our senior division and go absolutely bananas for our video game senior finalist, Apollo Stevens.
First major ever. Finalist. So impressive.
And now, give it up for our video game senior champion.
I want to fix the collar of his shirt. Yay!
Trainers, raise those trophies high and proud and relish this moment. Everyone
I
here
love
now,
dancing Pikachu. Wonder how you get that job. Being the Pikachu at NAIC.
Pokemon North America International finalists and champions. Trainers, thank you so much for putting up some unforgettable battles this weekend. You can now follow our tournament at
Stage Pikachu should be a six-figure job. Yeah.
And now, for all of you still
I have a photo up with Pikachu even when they trade off, so when they take a break, they did dance together and stuff. That is cute.
NAIC 2025 is
I love everyone's pictures with the Pikachu Eevee. That's something I didn't do when I was in NAIC. I didn't get the picture with the Eevee or the Pikachu.
How's it going?
Sad.
I could not be more excited to have lived through this international championships and seen these incredible battles. And, you know, we've got some really cool stuff to show off here.
We really do.
You know, when I think about the World Championships, the Pokemon Center is always one of the biggest staples for competitors and fans when attending
News about
any
Worlds.
World Championships.
Pokemon Center? Mm-hmm.
Let's take a sneak peek at the designs you'll find
Ooh,
at the
Pokemon Center
2025
sneak peek.
World's Pokemon Center pop-up store.
Cute. Rosemary's dress? Yeah. It's cute. I like the hat. Backpack. Oh, I would love to get the Pikachu. Oh, that's the competitor welcome kit. I would love to get one of like the world's Pikachus. That'd be a fun souvenir. Fennekin. Ooh. Meowth. I like this art style they're using this year. It's fun. It's cute.
Available for all competitors who have qualified to participate in this year's World Championships.
Not me.
The World's Competitor Welcome Kit items have been given a retro SoCal makeover. How
But
cool
I love the aesthetic.
In addition, the special
Is this last tournament for
varsity
Worlds?
jacket
Yes.
wearing Pikachu plush will also be available at the World's Pokemon Center pop-up shop for those attending the event.
I want one.
Yeah, Rose, but that's not all that competitors get when they go to the World Championships and what we think of when we think of the World Championships. Here's a first look at this year's World Celebration Pikachu promo card.
Ooh. Teachers start the season in July. I think we start in September this year. Oh, I like that. Iron Thorns. It's got like the amusement park in the background because it's Anaheim. That's cute. I think our season is September this year.
The 2025 World Celebration Pikachu promo card features special artwork that will celebrate this year's World's location and is inspired by the 2024 TCG Masters deck.
That's why it's
We'll have
Iron
more
Thorns. That's
details to
cool.
come on how you can receive this special promo card in your area. So stay tuned on worlds.pokemon.com. That is worlds.pokemon.com for all the latest updates.
And be sure to head to Pokemon.com/broadcast
Stage picture getting
to
tired,
keep
yeah.
up with all of the action and follow our YouTube and Twitch channels for videos on demand of all
Oh, is it
our
pretty?
events.
Especially today.
That's gonna do it here for us.
Rosemary?
Easy.
Already?
I know, I can't believe it.
I like the blue
But
hair.
Before we go, we just want to say a huge, huge, huge thank you to all of our players, our staff, our judges, our production crew, all of our incredible spectators that came to attend this event, and countless others who have made this event possible. Thank you all so much. This has been so incredible. So please, everyone, give the staff a huge round of applause.
Aw.
And thank you also to the entire Pokemon community here supporting Pokemon Go, Pokemon Unite, the Pokemon trading card game, and the Pokemon video game. It is your love for these games that makes all of this possible.
We love
That is
Pokemon.
so true, and we are so excited to see you at the final stop of this season in Anaheim, California for the Pokemon World Championships. It is going to be
Like
so
Rosemary's
exciting
style.
to
Me
see our
too.
real VGC, TCG, Pokemon Go, and Unite heroes battle it out on that big stage. Thank you all so much, everybody, for watching, and we're going to see you very soon.
World's next. That's crazy. Next tournament is Worlds. Another season gone and done. Basically.
Let's pre-K go.
And now 6 damage counters. This is a huge flip. It's heads.
I'm gonna be announcing some bellowing thunder. KO's the Drifloon. Gardevoir takes a knockout. Isaiah Bradner. There's the fist bump confirmation. Riley McKay with one of the most heads-up plays I've ever seen.
No Pokemon stuff, no Pokemon news. I didn't really expect any news about like new game or anything at NAIC. Probably at the Presents and then maybe also at Worlds, but not here.
What do you feel the score will be in this set against Revelation?
I think it'll be 3-1. I think he's really good at getting Rayquaza, so it's gonna happen.
Overlord is there going straight in. They want the bodies. Flames sweep into the middle here as they're going to keep the pressure on Fly is too early. And now it's off cooldown. It's secured by Revelation. Secured by Revelation.
They have assembled
What, 142, 624? Is that normal scoring for Unite game? That sounds really high. I don't follow competitive Unite, but those scores sound really high. It's interesting also that Unite teams are like sponsored by esports orgs. Worlds they preview and UCG set for 15 minutes and say VGC will continue to exist as well. I don't know though, with champions coming, there could be like actual news. Depends. Unless we already get into the presents. Or pop off. Hi Aqua, how are you? Same team won all 3 ICs this season? Wow. That's impressive. They're just the best. I'm so shocked. Wheezing. I'm gonna get beside an esports org. I don't even know much about like how any of that works. I don't know a lot about orgs. Credits. You guys, I'm so excited for Worlds. Only, actually, basically exactly 2 months from today, right? August 15th, 16th, 17th? 2 months. Get to be there. So cool. There's a team called I Hardly Know Her. Unite. Only some of them are actually sports bands. You get Luminosity Gaming, but you also get the orange juicers. That's so random. Interesting. Interesting. Zach! Hello! Zach, hello! Thank you for subscribing for 29 months. That is absolutely crazy. I appreciate you. Renowned VGC Pro Electronic Keely, that's me.
Is that renowned VGC
Oh, wait, no, there's
Pro
TCS.
Electronic Keely Obst Cream?
Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well, Zach. Hope you're enjoying. Wait, are you still in New Orleans or are you home already? Rapid Spinners jerseys. That's a fun name too. See Apollo at Worlds. I need this kid's autograph. I don't think I want to bother a child for an autograph. WNAIC, yeah, hype tournament. Just go back to my hotel after finals. Oh my gosh, you were watching finals in person? That's so cool. I hope you had a great time. And I hope you have safe travels home whenever you do end up heading home. Watching finals in person is always so cool. What now? It's already 6:15 because I started stream so late today. Because the tournament was running late. It's been such a good weekend. Glad I was able to make it. I'm glad that you were able to go. I'm glad you had a good time. I hope you ended up feeling good about the team you locked, because I know you were like still deciding like 2 days before. So I hope you felt good about what you brought. Oh my god, looking at these credits, the number of people that go into like making these tournaments happen is actually unreal. Now I want to compete. And now there's no more tournaments. No more official tournaments until September. That's so long. Made some late changes. Locked into team I had 0 games played with. That's crazy. Oh, Japan finals this weekend. Oh, there is still tournaments in the Asian circuit. They're not all complete yet. Hype. Looking forward to the next season. Yeah. Razor, wait, do you compete in do you go to regionals and stuff? Or just play on ladder? I don't know. If I know. I was interviewed for featuring like 5 different people's vlogs. That's so cool. I love that. I love that. I feel like, yeah, New Orleans makes me feel social, or Pokemon tournaments in general. It's fun being surrounded by a bunch of people with the same interests. New Orleans is such a fun city. It's such a cool place, and we have at least 1 more year of NAIC in New Orleans. I want to be serious. This year I've just been to a few locals. Okay, but maybe a regional next year. Yeah, 1 more year of New Orleans, and then who knows? I mean, it seems successful. Like, people seem to like it, so maybe they'll keep doing it in New Orleans again after, or maybe they'll move it somewhere new. Don't know. Maybe your favorite place in the country, really? It's yeah. Such a, like, as far as cities in North America go, I just feel like there's so much culture, so much going on. Canada NAIC? Unlikely. I think that's unlikely. And I feel like if NAIC was gonna be in Canada, it would like be in Vancouver in place of Vancouver Regionals. Or maybe it would be Toronto, but it would be like in place of one of the Canadian regionals. They've basically only been in Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, and NOLA, yeah. Is that it? Trailer? Ottawa is the capital. It's just not enough people, I think. Like, I feel like Toronto and Vancouver are the only cities in Canada big enough to host a tournament. But I think it'll always be in the US for NAIC, simply because that's where more people will go, especially like a lot of Americans don't even have passports, or like don't want to travel internationally, so it's easier to have a bigger tournament in the States. That's it. That's NAIC. What's next? How many Americans have never left their own states? Wait, not even like not left the country, but not even left their own states? Is that common? That's crazy to me. It's tough to leave now too. No, that's fair. It's like, I know traveling is difficult right now, especially in some states more than others. America has a culture that uniquely produces that kind of lifestyle. So interesting. I had a bunch of people in college have never been on an airplane. I went on a plane for the first time when I was like 12, but that's so interesting. I feel like in Canada though, it's a lot more common, like, that people have left the country because people go to the States on vacation. They're like, go to Disneyland or whatever. People are always going from here to the US. USians think they live in the greatest country in the world, so they don't fucking pedal travel. I mean, there's a lot of different places to go just within your own country, so fair enough. But yeah. I'll leave that up to imagination. So odd. Everything I hear about it just doesn't feel real. Pokemon giving out Destin. I can't believe people who were watching all the finals just got free Destin Rivals packs just for sitting through and watching all the finals when it went long. I want free Pokemon cards. I've been to Canada once. It's really nice. Oh, what part of Canada did you go to? Have I asked you that before? Possibly. Mm-hmm. That one's so long. But I think I like Toronto a lot. Was Toronto Regionals your first time going to Toronto? The problem with me there. I feel like Toronto in December is like not the best time to be in Toronto. Like it was so cold. It was so cold. I definitely would advise going in better weather. I mean, I've only been to Toronto twice, and one of them was Toronto Regionals. I'd only been one time before that. First time going to Canada ever. Oh my gosh. I'm going to Vancouver Regionals next year. 30 minutes of Canada I've never been. I love Canada. Biased? Probably. I mean, Lunala, we're riding it up. I don't know. I've only been streaming for 3 hours, but I started at 6:30 because I started streaming so late today. So I don't know if I want to play now. It was the border, close to New York City, somewhere in Ontario. Hopeful to go to at least one more distant regional this season. Yeah, I'm hyped for the schedule to get announced. I hope that this year they announce the whole season schedule at once. Because last season, like, we only got the first half of the season announced at, like, the beginning. And we had to wait pretty long to get, like, the second half. Especially Portland regionals didn't get announced till, like, April or something. Or maybe, like, March. But, yeah, I really hope that we get, like, the whole season's dates at once. Makes it a lot easier to, like, see and plan what I can go to. They don't host any regionals in the Northeast. I should probably just go to Van or something. To be fair, though, I know Vancouver is, like, an expensive place to travel to. It's like you gotta cross the border, and it's so far away if you live on the East Coast. Can you more? You didn't get your drops yet? Wait, how long is on your drops? Did I get my Wolf Incineroar already? I did. I claimed the Wolf's Incineroar. Not sure why they kept Portland secret. I'm sure it has something, like, to do with the venue, like, finalizing details with the venue or something. I don't think that they kept it that long, like, on purpose. Like, I don't think they wanted to hide it from us. I'm sure there was, like, a reason they couldn't. Want to go to a regional other than Van next season? Yeah, I feel like if the regionals are the same this year as they were same next year or similar, the easiest ones to get to as a Canadian or, like, a West Coast Canadian is, like, Toronto because domestic or Portland because it's driving distance. Actually, trying to plan everything. Yeah, it's hard, like, to budget for stuff and, like, take time off work and everything. If we're in New York regional, that'd be so cool. I know there's certain states that can't have regionals due to, like, gambling laws restrictions, but I don't know what all states there are. Like, I know Washington State doesn't get to have regionals for that reason, but I don't know other states. I refuse to get a driver's license. Carpools. We love carpools. If I played one, more than one would be Toronto, Portland, California, or NAIC. Yeah, it's like West Coast because it's close, easy to get to. Toronto because it's also in Canada, or NAIC because it's, like, so much more hype than any other regional. I would love to go, like, abroad though. I don't count. I feel like going to the States doesn't feel like going abroad, but I would love to go to, like, a European event or even, like, a UIC or something. Yeah, Washington doesn't allow it, which is it's, I know it's because of, like, yeah, gambling laws, regulations type stuff, but Pokemon, like, the North American Pokemon offices are in Washington State. Like, that's where they're headquartered. When folks into UIC, I was jelly. I wish UIC was somewhere else though. Even though, like, I wish UIC was in a different city within Europe because I want to go to an IC and I want to go to a new city. And London is literally the only city outside of North America I've been to before. But I would go again because I went like when I was like 14 with family, and I feel like going in my 20s with friends would be much more hype experience. Pull up to the South Africa regional. Yeah, go to 2 and get your invite. True, real. How? It's gotta be so expensive to fly to South Africa. Like, that's so far. Right where me. But yeah, I don't know how many events I'll be able to go to next year. I have no idea, but I'm definitely excited for whatever I do get to go to in Edinburgh or something, or south of France, so my friend Mano could come. Yeah, like France, or I don't know. I feel like a lot of European countries also have the same limitations though, like why they have special events instead of regionals, so that they can't have cash prizing. And I feel like they wouldn't probably put the IC somewhere that couldn't have cash prizing. So I think that also limits a lot of places. Like Spain, I think they only have special events, right? Not regionals. It's unfortunate. And USC and at Toulouse. Can France have regionals? There was a region, right? Lille, was that a regional or a special event? I don't remember. Bologna was a special event. Oh, Santiago was a regional. Utrecht, special event. Seville, special event. Stockholm, regional. Lille was a regional. Okay. That's France, right? UIC in France? That'd be so cool. Twitter notifications to destroy? Why? Do you have a hit tweet? That's France? Yeah. UIC France. That'd be so cool. I mean, I also could just travel. If I want to go places, maybe I should also just do that and not use Pokemon for excuse, but hard to do both. Tried making my 6 Wolfie instant team tweet. Wait, that sounds funny. Right where left. Ew, France. Why? Krakow, I think it's funny. I think it's funny. Your tweet, not tweet, your chat message just got held for bullying. Guys, I'm so tired today. Wait, I gotta look at something. Wait, do you guys want to see something cool? Wait, before I leave, because I do want to leave pretty soon. You guys want to see something cool though? Pokemon Worlds website has been updated for Anaheim. They're announcing regionals next year. I think they'll probably announce them, at least the first few, at Worlds. I love seeing stuff that's cool. There's this fun page, special guests. And if you scroll down really far, You must see a familiar face. That's me. I know her. That's me. No way, Alpharad. Alpharad will be there? Yeah, there's a lot of big creators. This guy's Toast, actually. I didn't know that he was a Pokemon partner this year. That's cool. Jarvis Johnson. Big fan. Yeah. Lot of creators. Some friends on here. The pups is cute. I love the colors they chose too. That's me. I can't believe I'm in blue and not yellow or pink. It's okay. We'll survive. Still on the website. Snorlax's gonna be there. Some of the biggest name creators, like, do they even for Pokemon? Yeah, they're not all Pokemon specific creators. That's true. I don't trust this Pokemon. Sent to the blue dimension. That's me. That's me. That's so cool. Anyways. Yeah. Also, look at me representing Canada. United States of America, United States of America, United States of America. Australia. A couple of Australias. Canada. Wait, am I actually the only Canadian on here? No. Oh, no, I'm not. Steph, Shady Catherine. Okay. Thank you. Did you pick? It matches her picture. Anyways, it's alphabetical. That's so cool. I think Steph is Canadian. I think she is Canadian, but lives in the States right now, if I'm not mistaken. So it could go as either. I don't know how that works, but yeah. Anyways, I'm on the Pokemon website for a second year in a row. That's crazy because last year I was on here as a co-streamer. Anyways, very cool to me. Very cool to me. Thank you, Pokemon. Thank you, Pokemon, for inviting me to Worlds as a creator. So surreal, honestly. But y'all, I'm tired and started stream late today, so I think I'm gonna call it so I can make dinner and stuff. I'd like to thank Pokemon for trying not to invite me as a spectator. Trying not to invite you. Trying to get spectator passes this year seemed very stressful. I feel very grateful to have skipped it. Charcoal stream for me while making dinner. Gotta do dinner and get ready for work tomorrow, you know. Super fun. Sunday night stuff. Hopefully the weather drops. Hopefully we stayed for a little while longer. We've been here for 3 hours and 18 minutes. For the Dustin Rivals drops, it's 45 minutes of watching. Thanks for fighting a better Space Channel Finals. Thanks for hanging out here. I appreciate it. See who else is streaming right now. I've been so sleepy today. I don't know. Also, I'm sunburned. So sunburned. I'd like to thank Pokemon for causing me to explode at the very thought of Terranormal Metagross. Is there no VGC streamers right now? guess every VGC player was watching an NAIC. Let's see. Nightmare. Shiny hunting. Really shiny hunting. Oh wait, this person's gonna be a BRB. That's okay. Alright, y'all. I didn't think I'm gonna head out for today because I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy and I'm hungry. But this was fun. I love co-streaming and watching regionals and tournaments on here. It's always fun watching with y'all. And we won't get to do that again for a while because there's no more regionals, and I'm gonna be at Worlds in person this year. If I wasn't at Worlds in person, we would still watch it on stream though. But I will be live next on Tuesday. I stream most every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific and Sundays at 2 p.m.-ish Pacific. Watch the stream for the first time today. Followed and congrats. Thank you for the follow and being here. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks for streaming today. Thanks for being here. Send it right over to self-titled or Ty. Job interview and Keely stream on Tuesday. Good luck with the job interview. Thanks y'all for being here. I appreciate it. There's some raid messages on Twitch if you'd like to copy and paste them. And we'll see y'all on Tuesday for either some VGC or maybe I'll finally get back to my Pokemon X playthrough this week. We'll see how I feel. Maybe. Might be the week to finally pick that back up after abandoning it for like, I feel like I've been neglecting it for like a month and a half. Maybe more. Maybe we'll finally get back to it. Alright, but I'm gonna head out for today. Thank y'all for being here. Really appreciate it. Watching NAIC was so much fun. And I will, yeah, I'll catch y'all next time.